there is the possibility of another Stanley Cup being presented in Alberta here in Edmonton. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Stanley Cup 87. I'm Dave Hodge. You know about these quiet Edmonton fans, and they've had two parties like this before, but it doesn't really dampen the spirits that are being shown right now here in Edmonton. And no team presented with this opportunity to win the Stanley Cup at home has failed to do so since 1973. So the odds do point to the Oilers wrapping it up tonight in 5 games against the Philadelphia Flyers. Here's the ovation for the Oilers. From Edmonton, this is Game 5 of the final on Stanley Cup 87.
If you don't work hard and you don't earn it, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Wayne Gretzky for Nissan's Customer First.
I think that you have to believe that you can be better every day.
Customer First means satisfaction before and after you buy a car or truck. That's Nissan's way of doing business.
But you have to be that way, and it's not lucky, and it's not fate, it's hard work.
Customer First is a commitment. Like Nissan's new 6-year, 100,000-kilometer no-cost warranty.
At Nissan, the customer's first.
It's Canada's own Red Lobster Lobster Fest. Only Red Lobster could serve up lobster in so many special ways and do it all starting at just $7.95. So come on, try sumptuous lobster mornay, enjoy broiled rock lobster tail, or savor stuffed lobster. 12 great choices in all from just $7.95. For a limited time only, it's the Red Lobster Lobster Fest.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Welcome back to Stanley Cup 87 from a very noisy Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton, Alberta. Boy, is it noisy here. And a lot of noise is being made to welcome the Oilers, but also there's going to be a lot of noise to welcome Ron Hextall of the Flyers, J.D. He chopped Kent Nielsen in our last telecast, and a lot was said in the media. How is it going to affect the action on the ice?
Well, first of all, Ron Hextall, Jim, has an opportunity to revolutionize, in my mind, goaltending. He can add years on defensemen the way that he can handle a puck so his defenseman won't get hit. He's a nervous guy. Look at this. He's going to bang the puck into the glass, catch it. Now he'll throw it down. Now he'll skate around to the other boards, and he'll start to meditate. This is a pre-game ritual that he does every single game that he's involved with. He's a nervous guy.
Okay, a lot of people might ask if that's going to make the team nervous, but I don't think that's going to happen tonight. Let's go to the commissioner of this broadcast, Dan Kelly.
Okay, Jim. According to Keenan, the Philadelphia coach, these two teams were even in the last game, except for number 99, Wayne Gretzky. He was the difference, and Keenan says they have to stop Gretzky in the early part of this game particularly, something they did not do in the game the other night at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Who says, by the way, that the crowd is quiet in Edmonton? What an ovation these Oilers received as they took the ice. And now we're getting set for the national anthems here at the Northlands Coliseum. Tonight featuring Mr. Alan Frew from the rock group Glass Tiger.
Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for
The officials for this game, the referee, Don Koharski, the two linesmen, Kevin Collins and Ron Finn. And the starting goaltenders, no surprise here, Ron Hextall, who was booed in the warm-up. In this series, a 3.50 goals against average in the previous 4 games against Edmonton. And at the other end, Grant Fuhr. He's having an outstanding playoff again. His playoff average in this series, 2.50 against the Philadelphia Flyers. Just one real change in the lineup of either team. Ilkka Sinisalo back in the Philadelphia lineup tonight with a bruised knee. Darryl Stanley will sit out. Edmonton stands pat. The Oilers on home ice trying to wrap up their 3rd Stanley Cup in the last 4 years. And here we go. Mark Messier against Ron Sutter. Game 5 is underway. And it's Marsh for Philadelphia. Fires it high off the glass. Hustling back is Kevin Lowe, and an early icing call against Philadelphia as then Tocchet went in and finished the trek on the Oiler defenseman Kevin Lowe.
As you look at head coach Mike Keenan, you think about the Philadelphia Flyers and their past 21 years of existence. They have 2 Stanley Cups, 6 trips to the Stanley Cup Finals, and 11 divisional championships. But they're going to have a long road to get back into this one. And in this series, they say, Dan, they will not change their style. They're not going to play for a tie. They're going to go out, forecheck, and play the game that they feel they should play.
And they feel they must stop Wayne Gretzky. Keenan thought he was the only difference in the last game. He said the game was very even. Gretzky was the difference. And was he ever with assists on the first 3 goals. Here's another guy they'd better keep an eye on, Mark Messier, on a face-off with Ron Sutter. Flyers win it, poke it back to the goal, and Marsh is there, trying to wind it around, Lowe pinching in. In behind the net to Anderson, to Messier, wide open, but he shot wide. Kent Nielsen trying to center. Now Anderson poked it in front, but Samuelson cleared it to center. Nielsen tied up on the play, couldn't get it into the zone, and Sutter works it out to Big Samuelson. Now to Tocchet, but knocked away by Craig Muni. Flyers regroup at center and just dump it in. Kevin Lowe for Edmonton. Flipping it out on the boards, held in by Tocchet. His pass to Murray Craven, but Lowe winds it around onto the other side. Now Muni trying to get it out of there, couldn't. Poulin in there forechecking. Now Lowe goes back to get it. And here's Kevin Lowe. Shot it to center. Samuelson intercepting. Dumps it back in.
You see both teams here, Dan, early trying to establish forechecking. They're going in deep and they're battering, taking bodies.
Here's Tikkanen trying to go around Howe, backhander, and then the rebound was almost knocked into the Flyer goal. And the Flyers now come back and get it to center, but Esa Tikkanen back-checking intercepts. He gives it to Jari Kurri. Now to Tikkanen. Shot by Ruotsalainen into center ice, scooped back in by McCrimmon. Fuhr sets it up for Ruotsalainen. Ruotsalainen to Kurri, now to Tikkanen. Hits the referee Koharski and Randy Gregg. Gets it to Tikkanen. Mark Howe there to clear it out. Kurri shot it back in. Gretzky and the Oilers put themselves back onside, and here comes Howe. Mark Howe. Charlie Huddy back to get it for the Oilers. To Paul Coffey. Coffey getting away from Kropp, but can't beat the second man in. who is Rick Tocchet. Tocchet trying to center, but that's knocked down by Curry. Shot to center, and McCrimmon takes over. Back the Flyers come. McCrimmon to Prop. Shot right on. Pure, a glove save, and he held it long enough. Then we get a face-off, and we also get some shoving and pushing in front of the Oiler goal.
There's a plan for building a house. You should have a plan for moving out of one. That's why Ryder gives you our Move It Yourself guide.
Mom, look what I found. Oh, my
It helps you handle every step, from picking the best truck, to packing your lamps, to shutting off the power.
Got a spot for this?
Oh. What's that?
Here.
Ryder. We're there at every turn.
Well, some pushing and shoving in front of the Oiler goal on that last whistle, and Rick Tocchet and Paul Coffey each get roughing minors. So coincidental penalties, and Koharski steps in here early, J.D.
That's one of the few stoppages we've had here. It's been a very, very quick pace first period. But what I was trying to say before is the teams you see want to establish forechecking. The Flyers feel if they're going to win this game, they have to wear down Edmonton's defense and maybe win it in the third period.
Here's Crossman for Philadelphia. Shot handled by Fuhr, and with the Flyers standing off to the side, namely Peter Zezel, Grant Fuhr held on. The only real dangerous shot was on the previous shift by Brian Propp, but Fuhr handled that.
Brian Propp, this is shot number 92 for him in the playoffs, and a nice play by McCrimmon. Propp has one thing in mind when he gets the puck, and that's to shoot it. That was their first shot on goal in this hockey game, and Grant Fuhr held on. Fuhr will try to use his glove hand as much as possible.
Here's a loose puck, cleared away, now centered out in front by Zezel, but Fuhr knocks that away, and here's Messier. Pulled down by Brown, and Dave Brown will get a penalty. Delayed penalty coming up as the Oilers' Krushelnyski trying to move it in. Centers, Bozar a shot, Hextall juggled it, but made the save and held on, and Dave Brown will get a penalty here for Philadelphia. With the score, Philadelphia nothing, Edmonton nothing. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Oh, these trivia questions are tough. Okay, Boom Boom. What did Al Capone say when surrounded by the FBI?
Back it up.
He's right. I don't believe it. Name the English band that performed the first rock opera. Who? He's right again. Amazing. All right. What beer tastes so good it's the best-selling light beer in the world? Miller Lite. You won the game.
This game is easy. Miller Lite. Great taste makes it the world's best-selling light beer.
Dave Brown gets a holding penalty, 2:49 the time, and here's why.
And you know it's holding when you pull down a player like Mark Messier, because Messier has a lot of strength and does not go down easily. So the Oilers are 3 for 16 in this series, and they reward Krushelnyski with a good game, the last game of this series, with him starting on the power play.
And it comes to Randy Gregg at the point.
And Sutter's going to get a penalty for a reaction.
Here's Curry, shoots, he scores! Gary Curry!
Using his stick, and you'll see it on the face-off here. He's going to turn around, whack, right there with his stick. Now, Krushelnyski's going to shoot the puck. There's a man standing in front. That's Krushelnyski, or Curry, excuse me, in good position. The shot by Krushelnyski. Hextall didn't see it, and now there's more penalties being handed out. Look at Curry standing in front, or Krushelnyski makes that. There's a shot by Curry, right up over Hextall. Krushelnyski's a big boy, a good screen job. Sutter's without his stick, and he's in the penalty box.
Well, it's going to wipe out the penalty.
Right.
It wipes out the penalty to Brown, plus the delayed penalty, which had been called on Sutter. Curry gets the goal. Gregg and Krushelnyski the assist. 2:58 the time. Gary Curry's 14th of the playoffs. He leads all snipers in that department in the Stanley Cup playoffs, 1987.
He does it very quietly. He continues to score. He and Paul Coffey did not have a good playoff last year. They have this year. Now there's a timeout. There's a rubber chicken in front of Ron Hextall. Some fan threw it out. Kevin Collins has the dubious distinction of getting rid of it. But the Oilers starting quickly, and the Oilers are showing more poise right now than the Flyers are. Flyers have taken the penalties. The Oilers have scored the goal.
1-0 on the goal by Harry Curry. Meanwhile, J.D., the action in front of the net shows that this may be a rather rough hockey game.
The Flyers firmly believe that their noses have been rubbed in the dirt the last couple of days because everywhere they go, they read and they hear that they are finished. Their year's done, and they're going to fight back. You can bet they're not going to go down and give this game away.
Here's McClellan now to McCavish. One-on-one against McCrimmon. McCrimmon poked it away. McCavish back to Ruotsalainen. Shot blocked as it hit Poulin, and Poulin fires it into center ice to Prop. Now over onto right wing to Ron Sutter. Ruotsalainen knocked that down. Ruotsalainen clearing it. Prop is there. Prop centered. Pure bats it away. Eklund racing in, but a good clearing play by Ruotsalainen, who now feeds McCavish. McCavish trying to go around Howe, and Howe used the poke check to break it up and feed Sutter. And he's hammered at center ice by Craig Muni with a tough check. Muni with a very solid body check.
That's 2 sticks that Sutter's used already in this first period. That time, Muni caught him, and Sutter got a lot out of the way quite a bit, but what a body check. Wow.
Here's Kevin Lowe. Trying to get it to Nielsen, comes to center, and Howe has it for the Flyers. Now to Samuelson. He's tied up by Messier, trying to break free. Messier back-checking, breaks it up to Nielsen. He has Anderson with him. Marsh falls down. Centered to Messier, pass behind him. He was wide open, but the pass was behind him, and the Flyers clear it away.
Marsh got caught over on the right side of the ice. He's a left defenseman, and he got caught and fell down, and the Flyers got lucky.
Back is Ruotsalainen. Flipping it out to Nielsen. Now to Glenn Anderson. Anderson on the fly. Drops it to Gregg. That just failed to click. Nielsen wide by about a foot with that drive. And it bounces into the center ice area. Here's Anderson to Gretzky. Gretzky's pass picked off by Prop. Ryan Prop back for Philadelphia. Drills one. Would have been wide. Pure handled it and clears it. And it comes to Harry Curry. At center to Gretzky. To Curry. Curry leaving it for Kekkonen. Shooting. Bad save by Hextall. Marsh cleared it. Kekkonen held it in. This Gretzky behind the net. And over to get it is Prop. Fires it to center. Picked up by Zezel. Has Sinisalo with him. Shot turned aside by Pure. Stuck out his leg. Here's Craven. Shoots right on. Pure, a big save. And then he held on to it. And then Lowe getting into it with one of the Flyers off to the side of the net. What action we have here in the early part of this game in Edmonton.
We missed breakfast.
Had to get going early.
Are we going to have breakfast?
Same kind we have at home.
Your breakfast at Harvey's is made to order with fresh eggs, crisp bacon, sausage patty, golden hash browns, toasted French bread, hot coffee, cold juice. It's breakfast the way you want it.
Good as Mom makes? Better than you make.
Craig Muni, who was drafted in 1980 by the Maple Leafs of Toronto. Watch this body check on Sutter. Sutter caught it just at the last second. He saw Muni coming into him and dodged it and was able to slide off a little bit. But Craig Muni, a defenseman who likes to stand up and take the body, did his job well in that play. Sutter had his head up, Dan, and his save could have been a more serious problem.
What a find Craig Muni has been for this Edmonton Oilers club.
And he's blended in and played all season long with Kevin Lowe, and as a pair, they have played so well. They have 3 pairs of defensemen, Edmonton does, that blends together and plays all the time, whereas the Flyers generally go with 2 different pairs.
Now Craven centering a line with Prop and Pocket on the wings, but Messier wins the draw to Lowe. Around to Muni. To Messier. Now to McSorley at center. Back to Messier. Shot it in. Hextall fires it off the glass. Krushelnyski knocks it down. Flyers, however, able to clear it to center, and Muni flips it up high. In comes Pozar to try and get it. Centered. Hextall missed it as he tried to clear it. Uni shot a weak one. Hextall turned it aside. Krushelnyski couldn't get it in front, and Doug Crossman takes over for Philadelphia. Low back for Edmonton. Low being watched by Craven. Passing it out to McSorley. He's knocked down, but picking it up is Krushelnyski. Has Pozar with him. Shot is blocked. And Doug Crossman plays it out onto the left wing side for the Flyers, who now come to center. Here's Puckett trying to go around Coffey. Coffey intercepting, and Pozar going back to get it. Clears on the board. Held in by McCrimmon, but now Gretzky leads a 3-on-2. Has McSorley and Pozar with him. Gretzky moves in, shoots right on, rebound. They score! McSorley, I believe.
Everybody's going to go to the net when he takes the shot. He waits, Pozar's there, and he screens Hextall. Hextall makes the save. McSorley's coming in on the other side, and he barrels in. The puck was loose, and it goes over the goal line. And Edmonton go to the net with their big players, and Gretzky gets an assist on the play. I'll tell you what, McSorley wasn't picked up, and there was a loose puck for him, and the Oilers lead by 2.
Marty McSorley's third goal of the playoffs from Gretzky. 6:39 the time, 2-0 Edmonton. Oilers attacking again, but as Curry centered it, it was cleared out by Philadelphia. Ellenby couldn't get anywhere. Now shot in by Curry. Hextall trying to clear it to Lindsey Carson. Carson being tied up on the play. Now Ron Sutter will try for Philadelphia. To McCrimmon, and they dump it in. And back to get it is Ruotsalainen to Tikkanen. At center to Curry. Now to Gretzky. Back to Curry. Shoots. Hextall came away out. Made the save. Now Coffey shot right on. 6 save by Hextall. Here's Tikkanen. Checked in the play, and McCrimmon carries back and flips it into center ice where Lindsey Carson, number 18, has it. Carson, watched by Gretzky, has to drop it back to Howe. Now to McCrimmon. Into center ice, tipped in there by Mellenby, but the Oilers are back, and here's Coffey taking Hunty's pass to Gretzky. Gretzky with Curry and Hunter. Gretzky's shot hit Marsh. Sinisalo couldn't get it out. Curry holding it in to Hunter. Into Gretzky. Looks for Curry, comes in front, shoots, that hit Marsh. And Brad Marsh, the veteran for the Flyers, able to flip it out of there, and he flipped it over the glass. And we get a stoppage. 11:50 left in the first period. It is 2-0 Edmonton.
You know, Gretzky hasn't passed the puck in this game much because the wingers are being tied up. Now watch this. A 3-on-2 develops. He makes sure it's onside, and he delays it. Now, McSorley's up on the right side of the screen, not being picked up at all, and he just simply wides in and gets a loose puck. Mark Howe did not turn around and pick him up. McSorley got the rebound, and the Oilers are playing a very fast pace. First period has been very few whistles, Dan. 2 of the whistles that have been called because Edmonton is scoring. And the fans are getting into this. They're chanting Chico as much as possible. They're anti-Ron Hextall crying.
The Oilers have outshot the Flyers 8-6. They've scored twice. Curry at 2:58. And then McSorley with that last one to make it 2-0. 6:39 is the time of that one. Now a loose puck near the Flyer goal. Marsh shooting it out of there. And Coffey has to chase back. You're giving it to Coffey. Now Charlie Huddy. To McTavish, who tips it in. Hextall with the chance. Centered. Hextall there to clear it away. Now Zezel working it to Marsh, and he comes to center ice into Craven. Murray Craven tied up by Coffey. Loose puck taken, and back comes Hunter to Coffey, who has a breakaway. Hextall slid across and robs Coffey. And then smothered it. With the score, Edmonton 2, Philadelphia nothing. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
G'day. In Australia, we love to have a bet on the ponies. Wouldn't want the rent riding on him, though. Hey! Now, here's a real winner, Foster's. I see the golden thoroughbreds catching on here, just like Oz. Mind you, back home, we never let the horses drink it. Foster's, the golden throat charmer.
With John Davidson, Jim Hattie, and Dave Hodge, Dan Kelly at the Northlands Coliseum. 2-0 the Oilers, and Mr. Hextall had to answer the bell on a breakaway by Coffey, or it could be worse, J.D.
And it was all set up with some great checking at the Edmonton blue line, and Paul Coffey, a breakaway from center ice in. Hextall stayed with him. Watch him bang his post here as he's going to get ready for this face-off. He did not do that last year. He started at the start of this year. He wants to control his energies, and that's the way he was told of controlling himself, getting rid of his frustration, and preparing for the game.
Messier wins the face-off to Lowe. He's taken out of the play, and now McCrimmon to Peter Zezel. Getting it ahead, and here comes Poulin moving in, shoots. Big save on the short side by Pure. And Messier starts back. 4-man Oiler rush. Only 2 men back. Messier leaving it to Lowe. Hextall just got a piece of that. Here's Kevin Lowe. Shooting glove save, Hextall. And these Oilers are flying.
Kevin Lowe up on the play. 2 shots he just had during that last shift. The Oilers are absolutely on fire here. And the Flyers, who are playing their 24th playoff game, a record, is a team that looks tired and battered. Their team held together by binder twine because of their injuries. Poulin goes to the stick side of Grant Fuhr, and he nearly beats him. Fuhr just got that on the outside of his goal stick. That was a good shot. Now, this is Kevin Lowe fading away with the shot up high, but there's nobody in front of Hextall, and with a shot like that, he would have no trouble with it.
Here's Lowe. Oilers keep the pressure on, but Nielsen's pass comes back into the neutral ice area. Flipped back in by Muni, and McCrimmon is there. He's checked, and it's Nielsen dropping it to Lowe. Couldn't hold it in. Lowe now trying to get away from Mellenby. Flips it to Messier. Now to Anderson. Oh, Nielsen was open, but he couldn't get it to him. Here comes Mellenby. He's jarred down with a body check. Back comes Messier to Nielsen. Nielsen fakes and lets it go, and it deflected and went high. Sutter right back for the Flyers. Ron Sutter leaving it for Crossman. Pure the save, rebound. Sutter couldn't handle it. Now Dino a shot. That deflection went wide. And Randy Gregg gets it to Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski leaving it for Ruotsalainen in front. McSorley ran into Hextall, but the shot went wide. Hextall wanted a penalty on McSorley, but none was called. Back is Krushelnyski. Leaving it there. McSorley shoots. Hextall the save. And then Bozar ran into the net and knocked it loose.
That was
Hextall is hollering. He wants the penalty call.
And McSorley's gone into Hextall twice in this first period, but last time there was Tocchet that put Bozar into the net, knocked the net off the moorings. These Oilers are absolutely flying, and they lead by 2.
When it comes to quenching your deep down body thirst after exercise, you know what you want. No carbonation, nothing too sweet, something with a light, crisp taste, which perfectly describes just one thing: Gatorade, for that deep down body thirst. Nothing else is in the running.
9:33 left in the first period. 2-0. Edmonton leading. Goals by Curry and McSorley. And here's some action near the Flyer goal.
As the shot's about to be taken by Ruotsalainen, McSorley's going right at the net here, looking for another loose puck. Now he's outside of the goal crease there. It falls into Hextall. Hextall came out of the crease to meet with McSorley, and they collided, and that's what put McSorley off balance. Now Tocchet and McSorley had words. And then Dave Brown was put on the ice by Mike Keenan. Brown and McSorley almost dropped their gloves, but the linesman did an excellent job in breaking that up, and then Sather pulled McSorley off. But this is one heated first period.
Brown is out there now for Philadelphia. Face-off will be deep in the Flyers' zone. Fans chant for Chico. That means Chico rest. They want Hextall out of there.
Well, Ron Hextall likes to play it aggressive, and this is the price he's going to pay for road games. The people are going to get on his case, and I guess he likes it if he plays it tough.
Now, just as they were ready to drop the puck, Samuelson and Tikkanen got their sticks up.
Then Samuelson is getting it from Koharski, but Tikkanen was back from the hash mark on the circle. Samuelson had gone over the line to get a Tikkanen before the puck was dropped. The Oilers right now, it's like they're going fishing and they're baiting the other team, and the Flyers, they got to be careful if they want to stay in this thing. Now look at Tikkanen's backed up. He's in his own side of the ice. Samuelson reaches across and gives him a shot.
They were warned by Koharski. Zezel and Gretzky get ready for the face-off.
See where Tikkanen is there above the hash mark, and they're reaching for him?
Now the face-off won by Zezel. Samuelson, back of the net, loses it. Here's Tikkanen trying to get it to Curry. Zezel is there, so is Marsh and Brad Marsh. Headmans it to Brown, missed him at the pass, and it's Huddy for Edmonton. Now to Curry, to Tikkanen. Back to Curry. Gretzky trailing on the play. Curry to Tikkanen, but Samuelson pulling down. Tikkanen in front of the net. Delayed penalty coming up to Samuelson. And again a Philadelphia penalty with the score. Edmonton 2, Philadelphia 0. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Around here, got the time of day. Time to stop, time to say hello. Around here, it's always been that way. The finest people that you ever want to know. And up here around here is Obi. Obi, my friend. You know up here around here is Obi. Around here, our beer is Obi.
Kjell Samuelson, a holding penalty. 10:52 the time. The Oilers have already scored once in the power play tonight. They're fourth in this series. And they have the man advantage again. Krushelnyski, Curry and Gretzky up front, Ruotsalainen, and Gregg, the point man. Sutter will take the face-off with Krushelnyski. Sutter wins it, and McCrimmon clears it around and down the ice. Fuhr sets it up. Number 29, Ruotsalainen, the ex-Ranger. He just dumps it in. In comes Gregg. Hextall there to flip it high. Ruotsalainen knocking it down. And here comes Krushelnyski. To Ruotsalainen. Back to Randy Gregg. Oilers being rather tentative on this power play. They drop it to Curry, in there forechecking Poulin. He got it back into center ice to Howe, over to McCrimmon.
Randy Gregg is a defensive defenseman, and that's why he's on the power play, because he's teamed with Ruotsalainen. Randy Gregg has played the best hockey of his career here in the playoffs.
Here's Curry to Messier, who's out there. He's checked, but Coffey has it. Coffey trying to go around Howe. Dropping it back on the point, Ruotsalainen into Gretzky. Poked away by McCrimmon, and Sinisalo shoots it down the ice for the Flyers. Fuhr gives it to Glenn Anderson, stolen by Craven. Good save with a stick by Fuhr there. Sinisalo trying to center. And now Glenn Anderson takes over. Anderson, Messier, and Gretzky up front. Here's Messier. Dropping it back. Gretzky shoots right on. Hextall saves and held it long enough. Then we get a stoppage, and then Messier and Brad Marsh get nose-to-nose behind the net.
To Hextall's credit, in this game, he's kept it cool. There's been a lot of pressure on him around his own net, and he's had a lot of work to contend with. Murray Craven, during the Rangers series, broke his foot. Now here's Anderson not being able to control the puck, and it's Craven that's there, but Grant Fuhr is steady as usual, makes the save. You'll see the puck come off the boards, Anderson had it on his backhand, and it spun off the blade of his stick. And Craven, just real quick play, tried to fool Grant Fuhr. But Murray Craven with that foot, he had practiced today. He could just limp out of the dressing room and limp to the ice surface. And on that left skate, you see a pad. And that is to protect that foot where the area where the bone was broken. And that's the best they can do. And he's playing with a lot of courage. And he's playing a lot here in the first period.
No question that these Flyers are battered and bruised. And, of course, they're without one of their best, Tim Kerr. Here's Messier, 18 seconds left in the Flyer penalty. Now to Anderson. Anderson into the corner. Now Nielsen dropping it back. Huddy's shot deflected. Got behind Hextall after it hit Anderson, and Hextall had to dive back and cover up.
The Flyers are noted as a team that goes to the net better than anybody in the league, but here in the first period, it's been all Oilers. Now Crossman does a nice job to keep Messier away from the shot, but Anderson's there, and the shot ends up a little bit too high for Anderson to deflect it. Look at Crossman with Messier. He's doing his job, and Anderson could not deflect that shot. Crossman picks up his man. He's going to stay with him. He'll go back at him. He'll stay with him. Look at Anderson wide open, and he's trying to deflect it, but it's too high, and Hextall gets a hold of that rolling puck.
6 seconds left in Kjell Samuelson's penalty. There's Ron Sutter against Messier. Messier gets it to Coffey. Firing it in. Nielsen trying to drop it back. Broken up, and Samuelson out of the penalty box. Flyers at full strength. Poulin leaves for Samuelson. Shoots. Stick save. Fuhr. Rebound to Poulin. Back to Samuelson. Shooting. Fuhr got a stick on it again. Again Poulin. Put it right in front to Samuelson. And again a stick save by Fuhr. And back come the Oilers, led by Messier. Leaving it for Nielsen off the goal post. They score! No goal, no goal. The whistle had gone as Koharski apparently lost sight of the puck. And when Anderson poked it in, the whistle had already gone.
Before the offense of the Oilers, it was Grant Fuhr in goal. 3 big saves he made. Then his team fired out of the zone. They fired right out of the chute. And it was led by Messier over to Nielsen. Now the referee is over to the right side of the ice. And he does not see the puck down. He blows the whistle. And you saw it loose on the left goal post to the right side of Hextall. You'll see it. The puck is going to lay loose. Anderson's going to get the blade of his stick on it. Right. Not yet, not yet, not yet, now, and it slides over the line. Meanwhile, to the right side of the monitors where the referee was, and he did not see the puck, so he had to blow the whistle.
So no goal. It's still 2-0 for Edmonton. Back comes Tocchet. Dumps it. Fuhr is there to clear it. And McClellan gets it to McTavish. McTavish with Hunter. Into the Philadelphia zone, dropping it back. McClellan couldn't get around McCrimmon. And here's Mark Howe. Into center ice to Tocchet. Now it's Kropp trying to move it through to Tocchet, but broken up at the blue line. Here's Howe. Centers it. Knocked away, and Dave Hunter has it for Edmonton. Into center ice to McClellan. Now to McTavish. Greg McTavish looking to center. Brad McCrimmon picked it up. To Brian Kropp. Now to Rick Tocchet, number 22. Rips a long one wide of the net. Kropp missed it on the boards, and here's McClellan to Gregg. To Pozar. Pozar trying to go around Crossman, now drops back. Centers to McSorley. Shoots. Hextall a save. McSorley. Knocked it into the other corner. Zenisalo takes a rough ride in the play. And finally it's whistled down as they hold it along the board. 5:23 remaining here in a fast-paced opening period.
For years, you've come to Texaco for the clean gasoline. But if it was up to your car, you'd come to us more often. For quality products like Haviland motor oils. Your car knows how good they are. So why not pick up a few? Expect more from Texaco.
Edmonton. These Oilers have a 2-0 lead, and they are flying.
And State is going with 4 lines. Pozar's back in the lineup. McSorley, who's noted as a ruffian, is playing fine hockey. And with Krushelnyski in the middle, they're rotating 4 lines, and they look fresh.
Here's Krushelnyski against Zezel. Now Dino lost it. Here's Pozar trying to make a centering play. Over onto the other side, and Smith gets it for Philadelphia. Cleared to center, roots the lineup. Now Zezel intercepting, but Krushelnyski knocks it ahead to Pozar. Dino back quickly for Philadelphia. Trying to get it to Mellenby. Big pile up in the corner. Flyers do get it out of the zone into center ice, and here's Derek Smith. Has Zezel and Crossman with him, but can't get around Gregg, and we're going to get a penalty here against Edmonton. I believe Yaroslav Pozar will be the man that Koharski will send off for hooking. And a Philadelphia power play coming up.
Pozar was back checking with Zezel as the Flyers tried to get into the Oilers zone, and Pozar quit skating and put his stick out and reached at Zezel and pulled Zezel right onto his back. And you'll see him right at the top here towards the left side of your screen. Zezel's away from him. Now you see him reach out and yank down Zezel, so the Flyers get their chance on the power play. And Tim Kerr, once again, not in the lineup. He led their team all year long with power play goals. Incidentally, Tim Kerr tried to play in the last game of this series, the last game, game number 4, and Mike Keenan and his coaching staff said, no, we can't risk further injury. It needs to be operated on in the offseason.
Flyers 3 for 15 in this series on the man advantage. Drop on the point again tonight, and his shot is right on target. And a glove save by Fuhr, and he held on to it.
The Flyers win the faceoff, and they control it. Prop's going to go to his forehand side towards the middle of the ice. And there's a nice play by Zezel to get the puck back. Now Prop goes into the middle for a better shooting angle, and there's a shot up high. Now Sinisalo is going to get clipped here. You see the stick right now, right across his nose. He caught a stick from a defenseman. I don't know who it was, but he was bent over after the play. And I believe he's gone to the bench. Yes, he has, and there's been a change. There he is with the training staff. He caught that stick up high, and whoever caught him with that stick got away with a 5-minute penalty.
Murray Craven comes out to move up on the power play.
We've seen quite a battle, Dan, between Messier and Zezel on these faceoffs, and Zezel is much stronger than people think. And he and Messier, you've got 2 very strong individuals battling each other, and it's more a battle of strength and then going after the loose puck.
Okay, it is Zezel, Tocchet, and Eklund up front. Prop and Howe the point men, and the Oilers win the faceoff. And Muni able to get it by Howe, and the Flyers have to go back. 1:47 left in the penalty to Pozar. Flyers move it out to Kelly Eklund. Now to Howe. Howe to Tocchet. Shot just wide. Rebound. That's blocked as Zezel's shot blocked by Muni. Now Tocchet to Zezel. To Prop. Shot. Good save, Fuhr. And then it may have ticked the post on the way by after first Fuhr got a piece of it. And now Messier clears it away.
With Prop on that point on the power play, you have to respect him because he does not pass the puck very often. He just shoots it.
Here are the Oilers with Gretzky trying to break it up. Prop drops it to Crossman. Crossman now out replacing Howe. Passing to Prop. Flyers on a power play. Now they work it to Poulin. Moving it in with Tocchet. Drops it back to Crossman. Broken up, and Gretzky breaks out with Curry being chased by Prop. Gretzky. Rebound to Curry. Hextall got a piece of it while flat on the ice. And the Oilers missed not 1, but 2 great short-handed chances. Back is Tocchet. In with Poulin. Trying to kick it back to Tocchet. Now into the corner. Jam up there. Poppy comes in, but the Flyers get it. Huddy comes across to take it away from Craven. Now Dino's shot blocked. Comes to Craven. Band on it. Craven still after it. Craven in behind the net to Poulin. Poulin checked by Huddy. Held in by McCrimmon. Shot deflected. Fuhr cleared it away. Dino a weak shot. And Charlie Huddy has it.
And he's able to clear it over the glass. Just 3 seconds left in the penalty. Some great pressure by Philadelphia, but that came after 2 great short-handed chances by Gretzky and Curry, and Hextall was razor sharp.
And this standing ovation has got to be for Grant Fuhr. He has had all kinds of work here the last few minutes. Now Gretzky is going to be beaten here. The 2-on-1. Crossman had trouble with the puck, and Gretzky's going to go in on Hextall. And it's just he and the goaltender comes up big with a first save, and then deflected Curry's shot up high over top of the net. Ron Hextall with 2 saves on clear-cut breakaways during this period. Now, Grant Fuhr looking through traffic. There's a save on McCrimmon. Then he gets rid of the rebound himself. Outstanding goaltending.
Flyers from the face-off trying to get it in front. Penalized player Pozar back on. Here's Gretzky, has Pozar with him. Gretzky trying to feed it through to Ruotsalainen. That's knocked down, and back is Scott Mellanby. Over to Lindsey Carson. Held in by Ruotsalainen, but Mellanby breaks it up. And he feeds Carson. Leaving it for Mellanby. Here's the rookie Mellanby closing in. Centered it, put it in front. Knocked down by Carson, but he couldn't get a shot off. And here's Nielsen to Messier. Back to Kent Nielsen against Marsh, the only man back. Got it in front. Hextall cleared it away. Lowe held it in, but Philadelphia's Lindsey Carson. Long shot. Fuhr making sure of it. Sets it up for Munich. 2 minutes left. First period. 2-0 Edmonton. There's a loose puck. Now fed to McCavitt. Greg McCavitt. Into Kent Nielsen. Nielsen fakes the shot. Now lets it go. Hextall a save, and Derek Smith clears the rebound. Smith to Brown, who just tipped it down into the Edmonton zone.
Grant Fuhr has had 57 shots in the 5 first periods of this series. He stopped all 57, and he's frustrating the Flyers once again.
Here's Smith. Flyers trying to score a goal in the first period of this series for the first time. Hunter around to McClellan, now to McCavitt. And broken up at center ice by Daigneault to Crossman. Now back comes McClellan. McClellan trying to center. Crossman knocked it down, centered again, just missed Hunter with that pass out. And Eklund comes back for Philadelphia. Eklund leaving it there. Back to Eklund from Prop. Eklund still with the puck. Shoots one, that hits someone and bounced wide. Here's Prop. In front, they score! Centering pass to Tocchet. And the Flyers, with 50 seconds left in the period, cut the Oiler lead to 2-1. Rick Tocchet putting it in on the excellent pass out from behind the net.
Eklund is the man that controls the puck all through this team. Now watch everybody go to the front. Eklund's cool with the puck. Everybody's jamming up. Now Tocchet's going to spin around from McTavish and get himself into open ice, and it's a bang-bang play, and the Flyers score their first period goal of this series. But watch Prop get control of the loose puck, take his time, and McTavish commits, and Tocchet's right there, and bang, and it's a 2-1 hockey game.
Rick Tocchet getting the goal, his 10th of the playoffs. Game with 50 seconds left. Now back comes Tikkanen for Edmonton. Around the defense and on goal. Hextall a save as Tikkanen didn't get Wood on the shot. And then Carson really decked Tikkanen with a tough check. Back is McCrimmon. Into Carson. Broken up. And Ruotsalainen fires at the center. Howe knocks it down. Over to McCrimmon. 20 seconds left in the period. Tocchet from Prop and Eklund was the scoring play. 19:10 the time. Here's Howe to Mellanby with 12 seconds left. Mellanby shot right on, and a glove save by Fuhr with Sutter right there for a rebound. And then Sutter gets some rough treatment from a couple of the Oilers in that goal crease.
A big shot by Mellanby, but he elects to go to the glove hand side. A nice little play as he gets the puck past from Sutter. And there's the shot. Now, it's not how hard the shot is, it's how accurate it is. And that was right on the corner. And Grant Fuhr with a good save. These Flyers, in talking to their coaching staff and talking to Bobby Clark, said, listen, we're not going to go out and send one man in forechecking and then try and clog up the neutral zone like Detroit did. We're going to go out there with the intentions of winning this game, not playing for a tie. And you see them, even though they were trailing by 2 goals, they are working, they are forcing, and the last 5 or 6 minutes or so, Dan, they've controlled it.
Shots on goal, by the way, are dead even. 16 apiece. So while we talked about the Oilers and the way they were flying earlier, the Flyers have had some offense of their own.
Well, Hextall stopped 2 clear-cut breakaways, remember, and a partial one by Tikkanen. And that, it could have been 4-0. But he's kept them in, and the Flyers are coming back.
8 seconds remaining. Messier against Sutter. It is 8 seconds left in the first period. Messier wins it. Here's Lowe. Pocket into Forchek. Now Sutter kicks it back to the net. In comes Howe, but the buzzer goes. And the first period has ended here at the Northlands Coliseum. Edmonton on a pair of goals by Curry and McSorley. Took a 2-0 lead, but late Pocket came back and cut it to 2-1 with the late goal.
Let's bottle this and let's sell it. That was exciting. 32 shots on goal, 3 goals. It was great.
Okay, let's go to Jim Taddy with the Flyer General Manager, Bob Clark.
Thanks, Dan. Bob, a goal late in the first period gives your team some life.
Yeah, we weren't going to quit, but obviously if you're down 2 goals to the Oilers after the first period, you're in a little bit of trouble. We certainly didn't want to have 32 shots between the 2 teams in the first period.
As you look at the first half of that first period, what were the Flyers not doing that allowed the Oilers to get some room to move around?
I thought we were not careless, but we were stumbling around a little bit out there, and they were really flying. I mean, they're a tough team to contain if you're not right on top of your game. And for some reason, it took us a while to get going.
What would be said to the Flyers in the dressing room now? You want to stick to what's happened the last 5 minutes of this period, or maybe there's more adjustment to be made?
Well, I think the one winger is open consistently to their right side. I think we've got to make some type of adjustment to that because they're coming out of their own end too easily, but we're getting the effort, and that's what we're asking.
As a player, you heard the criticism. As a general manager, you hear it again, the pregame incidents, the Hextall slash. How do you feel about all of this?
I think it's been blown out of proportion. These things have been going on in hockey, not the pregame stuff, but goaltenders have been slashing players, and players have been taking runs at each other since hockey started, and it's going to continue, I think. I don't think it's anything that anybody should be concerned with.
Thanks very much, Bob. From Edmonton, you're watching Stanley Cup 87.
You'll be smiling.
I'm all set.
You'll be laughing.
That looks great.
Bring back those memories that we share. Hey, you're looking good. Any way you look at it, black photography. At like we guarantee, problem-free photography. Any way you look at it, black photography. Photography, guarantee.
Fill your brush with the color of life. Mastercraft Premier, Canadian Tire's most durable paint, in hundreds of vivid colors, painstakingly copied from the original, only at Canadian Tire.
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
Things are right. Throw your cares away. It's your kind of day. Enjoy the fun. Come feel the sun at Sunny's Chalet.
This looks great.
When did you learn to fix a flat?
This is my best birthday present.
Come feel the sun at Sunny's Chalet.
Sunoco Gold, the highest octane on the road.
Stanley Cup 87 comes to you tonight from Edmonton, where after one period, the Oilers lead the Philadelphia Flyers by a score of 2-1. Curry and McSorley for Edmonton. Rick Tocchet put Philadelphia back in the game. Curry's goal was his 14th, and he leads all playoff goal getters. Rick Tocchet has scored his 10th. We believe it was Tocchet and not Propp for Philadelphia. With me in the first intermission is the second most famous Gretzky, if Wayne's father Walter will allow that. Now, do you book holidays every May or have an understanding boss? This is getting to be a habit.
Well, in this particular case, it was very understanding. I asked for the 2 days yesterday afternoon, and I've got today and tomorrow, so the Oilers better win tonight.
You're planning to celebrate. What was Wayne like last year when he didn't win the Stanley Cup? Was he no fun to have around, or?
It was like most people. He was very disappointed. Of course, we were all disappointed and kind of shocked, but Calgary was full value for their win.
Now, we heard the story earlier in these playoffs about Wayne taking an inch off the stick. That was an old trick that you used to teach him to work harder. How often does he ask you for advice, or how often do you offer it?
Well, not as much now as what the advice I used to give him at one time. I think with all the records that he has, I think he can give me a few words of advice now.
Did you talk much during the Detroit series when he wasn't scoring goals?
No, he just, I saw him once on a Saturday in Detroit, and basically we just talked a little bit about the team, how it was going, and I think he just wanted to see someone from the family there.
Those of us who have watched him play and admired him so much weren't the least bit surprised that he played so well the other night, coming back from a loss with one of his best performances of these playoffs, and I don't assume that you were surprised either.
No, so that's Wayne. Whenever there is a loss like that, he generally does come back very strong, as he did in Philadelphia.
Now, you get most of the family here, including Keith. When he gets to the NHL, what do you ask the Sutter family for help? I mean, what do you do when you have more than one Gretzky son to cheer for?
I don't know how the Sutters do it.
You're enjoying yourself here, and what do you think of the game?
It's a very exciting game. Of course, this is the third Stanley Cup, hopefully, and it's as exciting as the very first time I was here.
Walter Gretzky watching here tonight and hoping that the Edmonton Oilers do make it their third Stanley Cup in 4 years. Stanley Cup 87 continues in 2 minutes.
The cameras are coming. Drawn by an offer too powerful to resist, the forgotten, the obsolete, the cast aside. Drawn by a remarkable value offer for the Polaroid Spectra system. Any camera or accessory in any condition is worth $25 when you buy the Spectra system at your Polaroid dealer. There's even more. You also get another $25 worth of value coupons. The incredible Polaroid Spectra system, its $50 value offer makes it irresistible.
The Chrysler Magic Wagon shows the competition how. With a powerfully new V6 engine for the power to climb, to pass, to tow. And now there's new Dodge Grand Caravan and Plymouth Grand Voyager. With twice as much knee room for the people in back and for the things they carry. New V6 power in Magic Wagon and Grand Magic Wagon. Two big reasons why Chrysler leads the way.
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
It's Canada's own Red Lobster Lobster Fest. Only Red Lobster could serve up lobster in so many special ways and do it all starting at just $7.95. So come on, try sumptuous lobster mornay, enjoy broiled rock lobster tail, or savor stuffed lobster. 12 great choices in all from just $7.95. For a limited time only, it's the Red Lobster Lobster Fest.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
Welcome to Creepshow 2. Stephen King and George Romero have conjured up an all-new Creepshow. Just for you. And it's a scream. Creepshow 2. I've saved your seat.
Starts Friday at a Cineplex Odeon theater near you. Promotional consideration by Mitsubishi. The latest in video cassette recorders with wireless remote, 80-band 2-week timer for you to program while away. Enjoy freeze frame, slow motion, and 107-channel capability for recording excellence. A wealth of features and superb picture performance from Mitsubishi.
Welcome back to Edmonton, where the Oilers lead this hockey game 2-1 after one period of play. Some people may be thinking that with the Oilers leading this game, maybe it's time to gift wrap the season and toss it out the window. Well, we're not ready to do that, but we are ready to look at the hits and misses of the playoffs so far. With more of that to follow. From Edmonton, Game 5 of the final on Stanley Cup 87.
After 21 miles, it's number 18. No, it's number 5. Leading by 8, maybe 900 meters. Where's he going?
Ontario, sure. You look like you could be a winner. I certainly hope so.
You know, with Ontario, there are around 100,000 winners every week.
And they're all cash prizes. Oh, isn't this fun?
It sure is.
May I have your autograph, please?
I'd love to, but I gotta run.
Today, for $1.57, you could get yourself one very unusual table lamp, a nifty pair of 3D glasses, an old favorite, or a whole 5 minutes with your mom. That's right. A 5-minute long-distance call almost anywhere in Ontario and Quebec now costs $1.57 or less after 6 p.m. every single day.
Hello, dear.
Bell Long Distance. Now so little says so much.
Oh.
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
Welcome to Canada, gentlemen. Are you here for business or pleasure?
We're the Fruit of the Loom underwear guys.
And our business is pleasure.
Yeah, we're here to inspect our new plant.
New plant? I see. And do you have anything to declare?
Just our briefcases.
See? Our super seams keep us strong.
And our super band waistband keeps snapping back.
Wash after wash. Fruit of the Loom underwear. Great quality at a super price.
We want Canada to think of us first. To laugh.
When Harry met the Hendersons, he made quite an impression.
We have to take it home.
Now he's got a foot in the door. A big foot.
Uh-oh. It's eating my 15th birthday corsage.
So, how you doing?
This is our home.
Sit.
Harry and the Hendersons.
Sneak preview this Friday and Saturday at selected theaters near you.
Promotional consideration by Micron, introducing the new Micron Mega, the first skate designed using computer technology and the science of biomechanics. The result is a truly superior performing hockey skate. The all-new Mega from the innovators at Micron.
Kevin Lowe was one of our Carling O'Keefe game stars in Game 4, and here's why.
In front to Lowe, he shoots, he scores! Short-handed goal, Gretzky to Lowe, and it's 2-0 Edmonton. Stanley Cup 87 coming to you tonight from Edmonton, Alberta. And after one period, the Edmonton Oilers 2, the Philadelphia Flyers 1. Each team had 16 shots on goal. And John Davidson, that first period is the way that hockey is meant to be played.
Well, some coaches might say a little too wide open, Dan, but it was great to watch. The fans all involved with Ron Hextall here, but possession of the puck in that first period, the Oilers had it for 7 minutes, 22 seconds in the other team's zone. You call that the offensive zone. At 7:22, the Flyers had the puck and possession of the puck for 1:53 in the Oilers zone, and the majority of that was over the last 5 or 6 minutes of that first period, as the fans here are very involved in this hockey game. It'll be interesting to see how the Flyers respond to this second period, because they played pretty well and were coming on.
And that late goal in the first period, the first time the Flyers have scored in this final series in the first period, could give them a lift. Here we go with period 2, 2-1 Edmonton. And immediately the Oilers got it in Muni, flips it into the Flyers zone. Hextall fires it out on the board. Held in at the point by Muni. Pokes it to Anderson. Shooting. That's just wide of the target. Here's Messier. Can't get around Mark. Now it hits a skate. And Philadelphia's Sinisalo fired it for Smith. Missed him. It goes down the ice, but Pure comes out and plays it. So there's no icing. Marsh's shot. Pure the save. Anderson there to get the rebound. Anderson to Kent Nielsen. Now to Messier. Messier shoots. Rebound, but Marsh was there to bat it away. And it's Anderson with Marsh. Marsh cleared it. Here's Nielsen centering. Sinisalo intercepts for the Flyers. Ilka Sinisalo with Smith and Craven on the attack. Leaving it for Smith. Randy Gregg knocks it away. And right back the other way comes Nielsen. Kent Nielsen leaving it for Gretzky. Got it in front, but Mellenby intercepts. Scott Mellenby, trapped from behind by Tikkanen on the play. And now Gregg on the attack with Curry. Randy Gregg tried to get it to Curry, but Howe broke it up. Mark Howe trying to fire it out. Does. Mellenby couldn't get by Tikkanen. Back comes Curry to Gretzky. Gretzky shoots right on into the chest of Hextall, and he held on to it.
And having a conversation with Gretzky, we were talking about how much he played against Ron Sutter, and he said Sutter and Gretzky have not talked very much against each other. Here's Gretzky noticing everybody's covered, so he's just going to shoot the puck and try and use McCrimmon as a screen, but a good save by Hextall. Look at the position Hextall had above the goal tree. His feet were set, and he waited for that shot and held on to it. But Gretzky and Sutter have been against each other a lot. Gretzky said the toughest centerman he's played against in the National Hockey League is not Sutter, even though he gives Sutter high marks. He said it's Doug Riseborough, who now plays with Calgary and had some great years in Montreal.
By the way, Gretzky had 3 shots on goal in the first period, as did Marty McSorley. Brian Kropp led the Flyers shooters with 3 shots on goal. When, as I mentioned, each team had 16 shots on goal. Here's Ron Sutter against Krushelnyski. Krushelnyski the draw, back to Huddy. They score! Charlie Stanley Huddy.
If it's Huddy, it's his second goal of the playoffs. Krustelnicki wins the faceoff clean, and it's put back to Huddy by Polzar, and it may have been deflected by Marty McSorley, number 33. He's going to go to the net. Krustelnicki wins it. Polzar back. McSorley's going to the net now. It's a high shot, and boom, I think McSorley reached in, yes, and redirected that puck with the blade of his stick past Ron Hextall. That shot would not have beaten Hextall if it hadn't been Charlie Huddy.
It is McSorley on the deflection, his second of the game. And it is 3-1 for Edmonton. McSorley deflecting in the shot by Huddy. And now the Flyers trailing by 2 once more. Shoot it in with Huddy going back to get it. Round to Coffey. Polzar trying to kick it on the board. Polzar's pass. Out for McSorley. McSorley, who has just scored his second goal of this game, down at the center. And now Kelly Eklund back after it. Coffey in to tie him up. Kropp trying to clear it. Knocked back in by Edmonton, but Kropp takes over. His pass to Toppin. Now to Kelly Eklund. Eklund trying to feed it back. McSorley there to intercept and clear it away. McSorley from Huddy and Polzar. The scoring play at 1:32. Here comes Crossman. Let the shot go. That's the flex and went wide. Huddy fired it on the boards to Curry. Now Crossman couldn't hold it in. Here's Gretzky. Has Tikkanen with him. The pass to Tikkanen. Hextall out to make the save. Here's Curry. Into Tikkanen. Behind to Gretzky. Tried to get it in front. Crossman knocked it away. Now it is centered by Curry, but Tikkanen couldn't get a shot off, and Craven feeds it to Kropp. Muni knocked him flying. Another tough check by Craig Muni. And play gets called in the center ice area. Listen to this crowd in Edmonton.
Muni using his body. He's big and he's strong and he hits clean. Now the goal, Krustelnicki and Sutter were on the draw, and it was almost a stop as to who won the faceoff. But Polzar is going to get to the loose puck first. And he moves it back to Huddy, then they go to the net. McSorley and Polzar, and McSorley reaches out and redirects that puck. That's a well-executed faceoff for the Oilers.
McSorley has 4 goals in the playoffs, 2 of them tonight. Puck is cleared down the ice by Philadelphia, and Gretzky's back to get it. Now to Muni. To Curry, and on the left wing side, racing in is Tikkanen. Samuelson tied him up. And it's Daigneault getting it into center ice. And then knocked up over the boards right at the Edmonton players' bench. The Oilers have scored here early in the second. McSorley has the pair, and they lead 3-1.
McDonald's is making bacon double cheese. They won't make him much longer, so save them for me, please.
It's that time again for McDonald's Bacon Double Cheeseburger. Just $1.69. That great stew all-beef patties, a slice of processed cheese, and bacon in every bite taste. But hurry, they'll be gone June 21st.
I can almost taste it. Bacon double cheese.
Get it now, because after June 21st, the sizzle's gone.
Philadelphia with a forward line of Zezel, Smith, and Brown against the Oilers' grinding line of McTavish, McClellan, and Hunter. Here's Crossman, who's out on the Flyer defense with Marsh. They head to Zezel. Roots the line and knocked it back into center ice. Marsh for the Flyers to Dave Brown. Trying to center, it comes to Zezel. Couldn't get a shot off, and back comes Kevin McClellan. And the play went offside at the Philadelphia Flyer blue line. 2 of the best checks in this series have been handed out in this game by Craig Muni.
And Prop's looking at the puck, and he looks up, and boom, there's Craig Muni, bigger and stronger, and he uses the power. That's not only his arms. He reached up and pushed with his thighs and his upper body and overpowered Brian Prop. He signed as a free agent with the Edmonton Oilers. Muni, other teams that were interested in him were Minnesota and Buffalo. He chose Edmonton because he wanted a chance to play with Wayne Gretzky.
Here's Glenn Anderson for the Oilers, who lead 3-1. Anderson leaving it there. Nielsen shoots off Hextall's shoulder. And then off the glass. Now Anderson. Out in front. Turns. Shoots a weak one that went wide. Rossman gets it for the Flyers. To Marsh. Feeding it into Eklund. Eklund trying to get it in front. Does. Here's Prop. Shoots one. Pure got a stick on it. Now Pocket. He's checked on the play by Ruotsalainen. And Ruotsalainen able to take Pocket out, and that allows the Oilers to break out. Here's Messier with Nielsen and Anderson. Messier's shot deflected off Marsh. Bounced in front. Philadelphia cleared it, but cleared it with a high stick. And that stops play. With the score, Edmonton 3, Philadelphia 1. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Around here, they know my name. Time to talk, time to say hello. Around here, we're all in the game. Hometown heroes, let them out, let them go. And the feel around here is only great things, my friend. You know I feel around here is only. Around here, our beer is OB.
With John Davidson, Dave Hodge, and Jim Caddy, Dan Kelly at the Northlands Coliseum. 15-19 left in the second period. Glenn Sather looking on from the Oiler bench. His club with a 3-1 lead. Face-off in the Flyers zone, and McCrimmon works it to Poulin. Huddy holding it into McSorley. And Marty McSorley, who's popped in a pair of goals here tonight. Gets it in front. Kozar well tied up by McCrimmon. They continue to battle. Look at that tug-of-war in the corner, J.D.
Well, what's very interesting about it is the fact that it's the fourth line that's on the ice doing the work for the Oilers once again. McSorley has 2 goals. Krushelnyski's been able to play at even strength, and on the power play, Kozar's played smart. Now, if you look at Marty McSorley, you realize he has 4 goals in the playoffs, and that's sort of unexpected. But what's more unexpected is he has only 6 minutes in penalties in the playoffs. So he has done his job and played well. He was suspended earlier in the American Hockey League the last month of the season for starting a fight. I believe it was an 8-game suspension, and he was sent over by his coach to start the fight. So with the Oilers, he's kept his wits about him and played the game like it should be, and you see the result.
Now the Oilers sending out the Gretzky, Curry, Tikkanen line. Ready on a face-off. Won by Gretzky from Craven. Samuelson cleared it. Here's Curry getting it in front. Marsh intercepts and quickly cleared it. Coffey on the defense for Edmonton with Huddy, giving it to Huddy. Now to Curry. Gary Curry, leading all Stanley Cup goal scorers with 14, fires it in. Comes to Sinisalo, couldn't get it by Gretzky. Samuelson, held in by Coffey. Centers to Gretzky. Back in front, Gretzky just missed Curry. Here's Tikkanen. Now to Huddy, that shot off a stick and up into the crowd.
You know, Dan, there's quite a race going on for the Conn Smythe Trophy. And you see Gretzky, you know he wants to win this game, but you see him going extra hard. You see Messier going, you see Pure going. Those are the top 3, I would think, in line for the Conn Smythe. Yesterday, Wayne Gretzky relaxed by going to the Edmonton Eskimos football training camp and chatting it up with a few of the boys. Brad Pure, of course. What else? Played golf. And
he's a Conn Smythe Trophy candidate, too.
He is, in my mind. In my mind, he should be leading. A lot of people just look at the final series and think about the Conn Smythe Trophy. It's not supposed to be like that. It's the entire playoffs, and Brad Pure has played badly, very, very little in the playoffs. He's been, by far, in my mind, their most consistent player.
Grushelniski getting ready to face off, but McSorley and Lindsey Carson doing a little pushing and shoving. Carson, by the way, just came into Edmonton alone yesterday, not with the team. He had to get some work done at a dentist on Monday morning in Philadelphia after, I think, getting 3 teeth knocked out, J.D.
It was involved. It was a stick from Charlie Huddy.
Here is Carson trying to hold it in. His shot blocked, and McSorley comes up with it. Marty McSorley, the Pulsar. And he flips it down to the Flyer zone. Carson back to get it. McSorley into forecheck, but Carson trying to break away. McSorley has it again. Shot that Hextall got a stick on. Now Hunter winding it around into the other corner. Sutter is there. And now McCrimmon breaking it out, and here come the Oilers with Howe leading a rush. Has Mellenby with him. Now Bill with the puck, broken up, cleared, and here's McClellan behind the defense, breaking in on right wing. Goes in, Hextall came away out to cut down the angle and make the save. And McCrimmon cleared it. Comes up to Mellenby on right wing. To Zezel. Zezel trying to work in. Dropping it back to Prop. He missed it. Crossman's shot is wide. Here's Zezel. Shoots, put it right through the goal tree. And McClellan has it for Edmonton. Now to McTavish. McTavish leaving it there. Ruotsalainen. Shot right on. Hextall a pad save, and Crossman winds it out on right wing, and it's just tipped to center by the Flyers. Randy Gregg losing it to Prop. Prop in the clear. Wide by about 6 inches. Oh, Prop with a great chance.
Randy Gregg tried to get rid of the puck at his own blue line, and Prop intercepted it up high on his body, and that was a great chance for the Flyers with their best sniper, and he missed the net.
Here comes Eklund with a backhander. Muir handles that. Anderson trying to clear it out. Good. Flyers get it back to Prop. Prop again with a shot that's wide. Now Clint Nielsen dropped it back, but Prop has it for Philadelphia. Intercepted by Coffey. Banked off the boards, and here comes Huddy. To Anderson. Leaving it for Nielsen. Faked and then got upended on the play by Tocchet, and here comes Prop. 4-man Flyer rush. Prop centers to Crossman. He scores! Doug Crossman!
Ken Nelson did not want to shoot the puck inside the Flyers' blue line, and Tocchet went to him and hit him and knocked him down, and right away the Flyers got possession of the puck, and now it's a 4-on-2, and they stay onside, and Crossman and Marsh are the 2 men to make it 4. Crossman got the puck on his forehand, and that's a big goal. Prop moves it across to the far man, and you see it's on the forehand, and there's a quick shot by Doug Crossman, who was a very offensive junior player, and he beat Grant Fuhr. Ken Nielsen could have had a shot on goal. He elected not to, and there was a turnover because of that.
Crossman, a native of Peterborough, narrowing the Edmonton lead to 1 goal again. Philadelphia can't get it out. Held in. It comes to Gretzky. Gretzky back to Muni. Now to Tikkanen. Tried to one-time it, but McCrimmon blocked it. Scoring play was Crossman from Prop and Eklund. 8:08 the time. Now the Oilers try to break in, but Tikkanen is tied up in the play. Here's Craven. Fell, but dropped it to Howe. Mark Howe to Sinisalo. Ilka Sinisalo flips it in. Roll back to get it. Knocked it for Craig Muni. Now out on to left wing, picked up by Gretzky. Gretzky moving in, but Curry broke in ahead of the play and was offside. Doug Crossman's 4th goal of the playoffs has cut the Edmonton lead here in the second period to 3-2.
Gillette is changing the face of shaving with Atra. First, we made it closer with a pivoting head. Now there's Atra Plus to make it smoother. The advanced lubricants in a unique white Lubra Smooth strip are released to deliver Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave ever. Face it, nothing comes closer to your kind of shave. Atra Plus from Gillette, the essence of shaving.
John Davidson, this torrid pace continues.
It certainly does. And the Flyers, you think they're out of the game, and they're trailing 3-1, and there's pressure in their zone, and bang, they come back and do something. Pockets the man that went at Kent Nilsson and stopped Nilsson from shooting the puck. The Flyers, it just seems to be built into their system, the types of players they have to continue to fight back.
Character players they're known as. Here's a drive that's blocked by J.J. Daigneault, and now Sutter trying to break out. Knocked back in by Krushelnyski. And Crossman, who got that last goal, back to get it. Out onto right wing. Mellenby squeezed out by Gregg. Knocked down. And Ruotsalainen is back to pick it up. Quickly to Kevin McClellan, to Craig McTavish. McTavish shoots. Hextall came up, made the save. Crossman cleared it. Gregg held it in. His shot blocked, and now Philadelphia with Lindsey Carson. Feeding it over to Mellenby, and that's offside at the Oiler blue line. With the score, Edmonton 3, Philadelphia 2. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
And Hickey needs one more strike for the save. We're in the bottom of the ninth, 2 on, a full count. Strike 3.
Aquavelva Aftershave. No fancy perfumes, no fancy prices, just a cool, refreshing fragrance that makes a man feel like a man.
Great game, Terminator. Something about an Aquavelva man.
Try new Aquavelva Sport fragrance.
Face-off coming up at the Edmonton blue line. Eklund out there with Pocket and Trop. This is the line that got that last goal. They're out against Messier, Nielsen, and Anderson. Here's Anderson backhanding it in. In comes Messier. Fired around onto the board. And Trop trying to clear it. Good play by Nielsen to hold it into Messier. Bounced over his stick, and McCrimmon starts back. McCrimmon to Trop. Brian Trop tied up by Ruotsalainen. And going back is Nielsen to get it. Delayed offside has been called, and now as the Flyer forecheckers go in deep and stop play, the delayed offside is whistled down.
Now Eklund's at center now with Trop and Pocket, and this is their first shift, or the finish of their first shift since they scored that last Flyer goal. Now they were against Messier when they scored the goal, Messier's line, and they were again for that shift. And what we saw was Pocket against Anderson, and what a battle they had away from the puck. They were just going at each other. The sticks were flailing. They were, in fact, both players had the sticks up very high. Something may develop between those two.
Marty McSorley, one of the heroes of this game, had 2 goals in 41 games in the regular season. He's had 2 tonight, and he's had 4 in 19 playoff games. Some guys just have the proper timing, huh?
Well, he's a guy that's worked at his skills and taking advantage of being able to practice with some of the best players in the league every day, and I think his skills of the level has risen up and it's showing.
Here's Jerry Curry breaking out for Edmonton. Dropping it to Essa, Tikkanen around Samuelson. Tikkanen couldn't get a shot off. Now trying to center, did, but big Samuelson with that long reach is there to break it up. Now to Poulin. Poulin, another of the Flyers playing, but playing injured. Now it's Zezel in to get it. Centered it. Pure down to knock it away. And it comes into center ice. Gretzky tried to steal it. Now Brown. Over to Zezel. Zezel to Samuelson. Shot deflected off Gregg and up into the crowd. With the score, Edmonton 3, Philadelphia 2. Let's pause 10 seconds for the stations on the Stanley Cup Network to identify themselves.
Serving Ontario, this is the Global Television Network.
Stanley Cup 87 is back at Edmonton's Northlands Coliseum. The Oilers now with a 1-goal lead.
You looked at the head coaches there. Another new head coach in the National Hockey League today, Bob Murdoch. An assistant with Calgary, now head coach of the Blackhawks in Chicago.
And last week, Terry Crisp named the head coach in Calgary. 2 new coaches in the last several days. Here's McClellan trying to shoot it in as he came from around the net, but Hextall was there to make the save. 8 minutes, 36 seconds remaining here in the second period in Edmonton.
Gillette is changing the face of shaving with Atra. First, we made it closer with a pivoting head. Now there's Atra Plus to make it smoother. The advanced lubricants in a unique white Luber Smooth strip are released to deliver Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave ever. Face it, nothing comes closer to your kind of shave. Atra Plus from Gillette, the essence of shaving.
Face-off is going to be deep in the Flyers zone. Edmonton on a pair of goals by McSorley, one by Curry. Tocchet and Crossman have scored for Philadelphia. There's Murray Craven playing with an injured foot, as John Davidson pointed out earlier.
He's now taking all the face-offs to the right side of Hextall in the defensive zone. Of course, it's the defensive zone, but he's taking more in this game than he has in previous games.
Here's Hunter for Edmonton. Hextall comes out to play it. And got it on left wing to Smith, who tipped it down the ice. Coffey has to hustle back to beat Sinisalo to it. Now Hunter to McTavish. Here's McTavish with Nielsen. Shoot! Got it just wide. Flyers clear it. And clear it into center ice. Charlie Huddy back to get it. Huddy scooping it in. Crossman back for Philadelphia. To Sinisalo. Now to Craven. He's met head-on by Anderson, but here's Sinisalo. Sinisalo knocked flying by Messier. Penalty coming up to Mark Messier. A tripping call. And a Flyer power play coming up with the score. Edmonton 3, Philadelphia 2. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Oh, these trivia questions are tough. Okay, Bobo. What did Al Capone say when surrounded by the FBI?
Look at Bob.
He's right. I don't believe it.
Name the English band that performed the first rock opera.
Who? He's right again. Amazing.
All right. What beer tastes so good it's the best-selling light beer in the world? Miller Lite.
You won the game, James. This game is easy.
Miller Lite. Great taste makes it the world's best-selling light beer.
Mark Messier, who's really cut down in his penalty minutes in the playoffs, nailed here for tripping.
He's flat-footed, and Sinisalo is the second best, maybe third best pure skater that the Flyers have. Eklund and Howe may be better, but there, Sinisalo had his speed, and he drew the penalty.
Flyers with the man advantage. Here's Kropp playing the point, loses it to Gretzky, and Gretzky shoots it down the ice. Philadelphia in this game, 0 for 1 on the power play. Here's Eklund. Flips it in, trying to race in after it, but Craig Muni gets there first. Cleared it, now Tocchet kicks it to Eklund. Eklund back to Kropp. Kropp shot right on, Pure the save, rebound. Here's the shot, Eklund shoots, he scores! This game is tied, 3-3. Power play goal by Kelly Eklund.
Dan, it was Eklund that dumped the puck into the zone, and then when Muni shot it around, I believe it was Tocchet that was there waiting for it. When Tocchet got the puck along the boards, look at Eklund, look at his speed. This is what I was talking about, a pure skater. He dumps it in, now he's going to try and go get it. Muni's got to shoot it hard, and he doesn't. There's Tocchet, and he's going to be the man to get the loose puck. Now the Oilers are trapped along the boards, and watch Eklund come out after the loose puck. There's going to be all the Oilers on one side of the ice, and Eklund's going to pick up the loose puck and bang, and a power play goal. Well, the Oilers sometimes block shots, and when you block shots, you have to be right. Kevin Lowe's going to go down. He does block it once, but he takes himself out of the play. Eklund followed it up, and a power play goal.
Kelly Eklund, 7th of the playoffs. Kropp and Tocchet, the assist, 12:40 the time, and now Ron Sutter and Crucial Niski almost get into it at center ice, and Sutter is going to get a penalty on the play. Kelly Eklund getting the goal, 12:40 the time.
Goal and 2 assists for Eklund in this hockey game. Gives him 25 points in the playoffs. Now, Propp's the man on the point, and of course he's going to shoot it. Fuhr let that rebound get away from him, and then Eklund takes his time and put it down past Van Fuhr. Eklund having himself a fine playoff. That's point number 25 for him.
A roughing penalty against Sutter. And now Edmonton on a power play. Now they've given both teams a penalty. So coincidental minors. Krushelnyski also got one. So it's Sutter and Krushelnyski both off. Roughing, coincidentals, neither team shorthanded. And here's Glenn Anderson. Anderson can't get it moved away. Mellenby in digging in the corner. Now in comes Carson. Greg trying to tie him up. And Kent Nielsen cleared it, and it comes into center ice.
That's 3 points for Ekman. That gives him 25 in the playoffs. That's also 3 assists for Brian Propp, and that gives him 26 points in the playoffs, the most on the Flyers.
That's where most of the Flyers' offense is coming from, and with big Tim Kerr out of there, they need it.
And that they do. And the Flyers have changed their forechecking a little bit here in this period. They're making sure they're not getting trapped deep in the Oilers' zone, and therefore they're not giving up near as many glaring scoring opportunities for the other team. This team has about 6 coaches. They've got people like E.J. McGuire, Paul Holmgren, Bernie Perron, Bill Barber, Red Pig, Mike Keenan, and they're a club that can adapt to situations. And I think they made a good adjustment here in the second period by not getting trapped and therefore leaving men wide open to go in on Hextall all alone.
Face-off won by Edmonton, and Huddy takes over, giving it to Gretzky, now to Messier. Back to Gretzky. Craven back-checking there to clear it. And Derek Smith worked it into center ice. Curry back for the Oilers. Now to Messier. Drop to Huddy. Long pass to Curry. Curry scooping it in for Messier. Hextall almost into the corner to get that one. And then he cleared it over the glass. They're going to rule him one off someone, though. There'll be no penalty. They're ruling that as he shot it, it hit someone and bounced over the glass, or he'd get a penalty.
And he's there saying it deflected off, and the face-off's inside, and that's all there is to that. July 9th in Barrie, Ontario, the NHL officials have their golf tournament, and it's to support the Make-A-Wish program. Last year was their first year with the tournament. They raised $10,000, and it's great to see the officials involved. So good luck with your tournament this year, fellas. And there's the coaching staff we were talking about. On the right side, Bill Barber, then Bernie Perron, then Red Tags, and then on the far left is DJ McGuire.
And behind the bench, of course, Holmgren joining Keenan. They have quite a staff. Here's Crossman trying to clear it. Held in by Edmonton. Curry, a quick shot. Wide, bounced in front, and then is grabbed by Hextall. Speaking of coaching staff, the co-coach here in Edmonton, along with the president and the GM, Glenn Sather, is John Muckler.
I asked Muckler this morning, are you going to be back next year? He said, yeah, I think so. I said, what do you mean you think so? I said, what's your percentage of being back? He said 90. 90% chance I'll be back unless somebody phones me with a big offer with lots of money, then I just might have to leave. They also used Teddy Green, Bob McCammon, Ron Lowe, who was with the minor league team in the American Hockey League. It's with the club. There's Ted Green looking on from the press box. The man standing up to the right, you can hardly see, Bruce McGregor. I think the pressure is getting to Bruce, not sitting down and relaxed. And there's Paul Holmgren behind the Flyers bench.
5:50 left here in the second period. Twice Edmonton has had 2-goal lead, but now it's tied at 3. Here's McCrimmon in the corner. Sliding it over onto the wing for Rick Tocchet, pinching in his coffee. Tocchet has to hustle back. Tocchet now moving it to McCrimmon. Quickly to Propp. Brian Propp. Slides it in for Zezel. Now it's Tocchet back of the net. Tied up. Got it in front. Huddy just cleared it away from Propp in the nick of time. Late pass to Curry. He tipped it in, but Howe is back for Philadelphia. Mark Howe able to clear it. Now Craig Muni knocking it down. Gives it to Esa Tikkanen. And Tikkanen fires it in. Hextall sets it up for Howe. Mark Howe, perfect pass to Propp. Propp getting free. To Tocchet, he couldn't get anywhere. And now the Oilers, as the checking gets a little tighter, flip it in. McCrimmon gets it back into center ice. And Kevin Lowe
Gives it to Craig Muni.
And that's what the Flyers want. Now, see what I mean by just sending one man in? Only Mellenby's deep. The rest are staying back a little bit now. Earlier in the hockey game, they were playing recklessly. And now the Oilers are having trouble getting out.
Here they try with Kevin Lowe. And he just flipped it to center. J.J. Daigneault knocking it over to McCrimmon. A shot back into center ice, but Muni is there to give it to Lowe. Now McTavish on the fly. But McCrimmon there to knock it back in. And it winds up at the blue line, poked in by Philadelphia, and Craig Muni takes over.
All playoffs long, when this type of play has happened, the Oilers have shown patience. Now the Flyers are starting to check very well. Will the Oilers show patience, take their time, or will they start to take chances? We'll have to watch and see.
Still 3:48 left in the second period. Here's Mellenby to Poulin with Smith. Pass to Smith, diving across and breaking it up with Kevin Lowe. Number 4, Kevin Lowe with a defensive jam to break up a 2-on-1.
The Chrysler Magic Wagon shows the competition how, with a powerfully new V6 engine for the power to climb, to pass, to tow. And now there's new Dodge Grand Caravan and Plymouth Grand Voyager, with twice as much knee room for the people in back and for the things they carry. New V6 power in Magic Wagons and Grand Magic Wagons. 2 big reasons why Chrysler leads the way.
The goaltenders, 2 of the very best. Grant Fuhr to the left. The rookie Ron Hextall, just 23 years of age, to the right. Drops this period. Edmonton is 8. Philadelphia 6 in the game. The Oilers 24, the Flyers 22. They stop deep in the Edmonton zone, won by the Oilers. And here's Ruotsalainen to Messier. Messier couldn't get around Samuelson, and Mars fires it out of there. Randy Gregg going back to get it. Gregg to Nielsen. Now to Messier. Messier shot. Hextall the save. Messier couldn't get it centered, and here's Craven playing it off the boards with a nice pass to Smith. Now to Marsh. Brad Marsh in with Sinisalo. Leaves it for Sinisalo. Shoots a weak one that was wide. Drops. Now poking it into Craven. Here's Ruotsalainen. And then it's cleared out of there to Glenn Anderson. Got into center ice, and Eklund takes over. Eklund for Philadelphia. Giving it to Propp. Now to Marsh. Fired in. Messier knocks it down and scoops it down the ice. It's on target, so there'll be no icing. And Hextall winds it around to Samuelson. 2:35 left here in the period. Here's Gretzky stealing one. Gretzky in front to Tikkanen. Bounced off his skate. Now Gretzky. Again trying to center. Tikkanen behind the net. Tied up by Samuelson. And now Tocchet cleared it to center ice. Paul Coffey knocking it down. Here's Huddy trying to feed it up. Gary Curry giving it to Huddy. 3-3 the score late in the second. Shot in by Huddy, and he put it up too high and over the glass.
Well, Tocchet now being involved with Curry and Gretzky. The Gretzky line has been held off the score sheet. Curry does have the goal, but that was on the power play. So the Gretzky line and the Messier line have not been involved in the scoring and even strength in this hockey game. And the Flyers know if they're going to do well, that's what they have to do. At the very top, the last row, Walter Gretzky looking on. And you feel tension in this building. See, the Flyers do much better in a period where there's been a lot less shots and a lot less wide-open play.
I was going to say, this is a Philadelphia-type game right now.
They made adjustments, Dan. They're not getting trapped. And when you don't get trapped, you don't allow the other team to skate so freely through the blue lines and therefore have speed going into your zone. So they're clogging it up a little bit. Now they're doing maybe what Detroit did do and did very well. So maybe Philadelphia made the one adjustment, and it seems to be working.
1:49 left in the second. Here comes Coffey. Rips a long one just wide of the net. And back is Howe. Firing it over to Mellenby. Mellenby just let it go, and it goes all the way down the ice. Coffey back to get it for the Oilers. Paul Coffey. Long pass to Gretzky. Gretzky with Tikkanen and Curry trailing. Here's Gretzky. Moving in. Shooting. That's blocked at the defense. And right back comes Sutter. Beating Mellanby. And now back to the play. Curry getting into it with Derek Smith, and they'll both get penalties here.
So what happened, Dan, was Gretzky had the puck, and he came over the blue line, and he waited, but there was nobody to pass to. Derek Smith has been on Curry a lot in the playoffs, and he stayed with him. Tikkanen was on the other side, and he was covered up. So finally, Gretzky had to shoot the puck himself. Now we'll see everybody tied up. Look at the man. That's Curry being tied up by Smith. The shot was taken by Gretzky. And Gretzky hit his own man with a shot. Now Smith stays with Curry, and they got their sticks up. That was a good defensive checking job by Derek Smith.
Flashing penalties, 18:39 the time, to Smith and Curry.
They'll both go to their respective locker rooms as there's only 1:21 left here in the second period. Smith is a good defensive winger. He played against Thomas Sandstrom the first round of the playoffs and did a great job as they beat the Rangers. And he's a player that Mike Keenan says will score 20 goals and also be a fine defensive player.
Here's McCrimmon back in his own zone to Mark Howe. Now to Poulin as the Flyers come to center ahead to Sinisalo. Ilka Sinisalo to Craven. He was open, but didn't know the puck was on a stick, and it just bounced away. Bouncing away. Puck comes to the Flyer line. We're in the final minute of the second period. 3-3 is Howe trying to freeze it against the board. Puck does come loose. Bozar now getting it free. And here's Krushelnyski flipping it in. Dave Poulin back to get it. Fires it out to Sinisalo. Sinisalo with Craven. But three Oilers are back, and Craven is taken out by one of them, Randy Gregg. Ruotsalainen to Messier on the break. Messier trying to go around Crossman, but cleared away. Now Nielsen to Messier. Centered it out in front. Gregg had moved in, but puck bounced over his stick and comes to center. 15 seconds left in the period. Ruotsalainen to Nielsen, now to Anderson. Shoots away up high off Marsh's stick. 9 seconds left here in the second period.
Ruotsalainen, there's Glenn Resch. He's had a tough couple of weeks involved with that pre-game brawl in Montreal. He finally had some hate letters sent to him. It's the first time in his career, and that spans over 13 years in the National Hockey League. And he's backing up tonight. There's Andy Moe backing up for the Edmonton Oilers. Darryl Ray is their third goaltender, and young Jensen is the third goaltender. Darren Jensen, the third goaltender for the Philadelphia Flyers.
Chico Resch, by the way, now 39 years of age, says this could be his swan song.
You know what's interesting about Chico Resch with his age being 39? He's the man that helps Ron Hextall a lot throughout the year. Chico Resch is older than Bobby Clark, the general manager, older than Mike Keenan, the coach, and older than their president, Jay Snyder. That's how long Chico's been around the wars of hockey.
9 seconds left in the second period. 3-3 the score. Puck to center ice. Ruotsalainen chasing back. Over to Randy Gregg. Gregg getting it to Anderson, and there's the buzzer to end the second period. And now a skirmish as Ruotsalainen almost gets into it with Crossman, but they're quickly separated. After two, the Flyers 3, the Oilers 3. From Edmonton, you're watching Stanley Cup 87.
In the morning, and you don't know where your spouse is? We do.
Good paint is a thing of beauty, and scrubbability helps it stay that way. In independent tests, Para performed as well or better than 6 other leading paints, some costing much more. Pick the paint with a clean reputation. Para performs.
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
High performance. Braun delivers full power on or off the board. The new Braun rechargeable shaver with 220 cutting strokes per second and recharge in just minutes. Braun, designed to stay closer in a single stroke. Faster, even on difficult curves, with precision control right across the line. Braun, exceptional performance, right across the line.
If you're still using an electric typewriter, you may be wasting your time. But with a Xerox memory writer, you'll save time and get
more and more things done much faster and faster with more and more speed than you would have ever thought possible.
And that will look good on you.
The Oilers after Edmonton had a 2-goal lead. Oilers' Marty McSorley scored his 2nd goal of the game, and then Philadelphia responded with goals by Doug Crossman and Pelly Eklund on the power play. Eklund also has 2 assists in this game. The Oilers have 4 more shots, but no more goals. Philadelphia and Edmonton tied at 3-3. Now, play-by-play announcers have been complaining for years that they don't get involved in the intermission programming. They want more work to do. We welcome Dan Kelly to our second intermission.
I guess he's telling me it's my big chance. Some great playoffs, some great playoff scenes coming up right here. We call it Kelly's Heroes, and here they are. We'll get things started with our first look at the best playoff goals. Our first goal comes from Detroit's Gerard Gallant on the second night of the 87 playoffs. That nifty effort beat Bob Sobey to the final series, and Edmonton's Glenn Anderson. That memorable dash was in Game 2 against Philadelphia. Overtime in Montreal, and the next goal, a one-handed goal by Matt Naslund against Boston's Bill Ranford. Finally to Toronto, where the Leafs' Russ Portnoy gives us a textbook example of a one-man show. He beats 3 players, gets his own rebound, and scores with both feet behind the goal line against Greg Miller. Our next category naturally follows. It's great post-goal reactions following great goals. Naslund's one-handed effort and the team celebration against Boston. For old time's sake, we add Tiger Williams, who still shuffles the Tiger Ray. Chris Nyland of Montreal shows he's really happy in a game against Boston. But our winner, Detroit's John Berg, who resembles former Olympic long jump champion Bob Beeman. This dance, run and leap, puts him in great shape to compete in the 1988 Summer Olympic Games in Seoul, South Korea. Next in line, great playoff save. Kelly Rudy of the Islanders, who had a great playoff, gives us an example. A diving stick save against Washington in their division semifinal. To the Norris division, and Glenn Hanlon, and a lethal right hand against Wendell Clark. The Los Angeles Kings' Rollie Melanson is up next. Here, Rollie, the goalie, reaches as far as he can and takes away a certain goal from Edmonton's Mike Krushelnyski. And finally, back to the Toronto-St. Louis series. Ken Reggett's memorable left-handed snare of a Gino Cavallini blast. Under the category of volcanic eruptions, coaches blowing their tops. Many coaches do lose their cool, but none can do it like Quebec's Michel Bergeron. Here he gives his rather elaborate views of a call in Game 5 of the Habs Quebec set. In our Best Actor category, a Kelly's hero, the Ranger goalie Bob Froese, who on his way to the bench on a delayed penalty is hit by former Flyer teammate Lindsey Carson. Froese then gives that award-winning reaction. Under the heading of Best Tips, we begin with Washington's Lou Francischetti unloading on the Islanders' Dennis Potvin. In Montreal, Cam Neely of Boston squashed Chris Nyland to the boards with a jolt. And finally, a hit to remember, the Caps' Scott Stevens catches Patrick Flatley of the Islanders with his head down.
under the heading of Best Dressed Coaches. An award, naturally, to the Leafs' John Brophy for putting the fedora back in the coaches' fashion scene in Game 1 with St. Louis. The coaches weren't the only ones dressing up. Example, Game 2 of the Leafs Blues series, the fans sitting behind Brophy decided to mimic the Leafs coach. In Quebec, a pair of fans during the Habs Nordique series went to elaborate lengths to show their displeasure with the officiating. And to Toronto, for a guy with a real Leaf sweater tattooed on his chest. And finally, an award to your humble servant. That's icing against Detroit. Messier from Capier, the scoring play. Messier. Yeah, I know, Dave Hodge. His name is Messier, and it's coffee. I even said Hadge one time. I'll tell you one thing. That was a messy way to give a scoring summary. I know that.
How about that, Kelly, eh? Newsbreak is next. You're watching Stanley Cup 87 from Edmonton.
This is a global news break with Richard Brown.
Good evening. The federal government has made another move in its war on drugs. Under the second step of the new offensive, the RCMP will be given an extra $22 million to fight illicit drug trafficking in Canada. About 80 officers will be added to the Mountie Drug Squad. Opposition leader John Turner has laid down the law for his sometimes divided caucus. He says MPs will be fired from the Liberal shadow cabinet if they break ranks on major issues. Klaus Barbie was returned to a courtroom in Lyon, France, against his will today. The former Gestapo chief of Lyon faced 5 of his alleged victims, but he refused to respond as they identified him as the man who tortured and deported them during World War II. And in Montreal today, a 38-year-old church organist was charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder in the deaths of 2 firefighters who died battling a fire that destroyed a downtown church yesterday. Now, back to Edmonton and Stanley Cup 87.
After 2 periods of play in Stanley Cup 87, tie score, Flyers 3, the Oilers 3. Coming up next, marketing the Cup. Stanley Cup 87 returns in 2 minutes.
Join us in our celebration of the very best. Join us looking to the future, showing you our pride.
At GM today, we're proud that the cars and trucks supplied for the Calgary 88 Olympic Winter Games will be built by the people of General Motors.
Searching, always searching for the best. Join us, hey, join us. Join us.
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
No, 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 no. We don't make terror like they do. We don't make terror like they do. We don't make like they do. Oh, copiers.
Unlike other copier companies, Mita only makes copiers. After all, we didn't get to be the fastest growing copier company by making microwaves. Mita, all we make are great copiers.
There are lots of power tools. There are even some cordless power tools. And then there's Makita. After you've had your hands on Makita cordless, you'll know what it feels like to have real power and real freedom. The Makita cordless system. We haven't just cut the cord, we've left it far behind. With interchangeable NiCad battery, 1-hour charger, and more kinds of cordless tools than anyone. Makita cordless. Power plus freedom.
Welcome back to Stanley Cup 87. It is 3-3 after 2 periods of play. Well, the Stanley Cup is many things to many things to many people. For the players, it's a lot of fun. For broadcasters, it's moments like that. And for the team that wins, it's a lot of fun as well.
We're talking about money, money, money. We're talking about money, money, money. We're talking about money, money.
shares continuity in terms of Stanley Cup championships. What follows along is the sale of their retail licensed merchandise.
Capturing the coveted Stanley Cup is not only a bonus to the players, it increases the off-ice marketability of the winning team. That means hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Each of the clubs in the National Hockey League have an opportunity to license locally manufacturers within a 75-mile radius. One of the groups that we're considering has suggested to us that if we were to be successful in the Stanley Cup finals, that their first 3 months of doing business with us would increase their gross sales by about $150,000. We've created new products. We've created products that say Stanley Cup champions on them. We've created a new line of products that is maybe emblematic of the championship series. That type of introduction into the product market has certainly helped us.
There's an absolute noticeable difference. It's a very significant economic impact when a team wins the Stanley Cup. In terms of their retail licensing, their logo becomes the popular logo, the most sought-after logo, all across North America, not just in Canada or in the city that they represent, but all throughout NHL cities.
For the city of Edmonton, co-hosting the Stanley Cup Finals provides an enormous lift for a struggling economy.
Well, it means tremendous business for the hotels in Edmonton. I just can't hope but that the games will go on for at least 7, because every night that the game extends, it probably means about $15,000 in cash to this hotel.
It's a tremendous boost. It's part of the thing that makes a city come together and people to feel like they are strong Edmontonians and strong Albertans. Sure, it's part of rejuvenating and building and strengthening the community. It's a great thing for our city.
It's our interest to see the community succeed, to see the hotels fill, to see the restaurants successful, to see the retail shops happy, to see the whole community enjoying the success of the Stanley Cup champions.
Fans in Edmonton have had a chance to cheer for 2 Cup winners. It's the prestige that brings in more customers.
It makes a trip to Edmonton for people east of here and for people throughout the community, but certainly points east, Saskatoon, Humboldt, Saskatchewan, Prince Albert. It makes that trip to Edmonton much more meaningful because they get to see, or would have the opportunity to see the Stanley Cup champions.
We're talking about money, money, money. We're talking about money, 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 money.
And if the Oilers manage to win this game, this town is ready to blast off. From Edmonton, Game 5 of the final on Stanley Cup 87.
At Beaver Lumber, we're dedicated to making you burst with pride when the job is done. We measure your pride in buttons, as in the 1-button job, the nimble 2-button job, and jobs where pride comes before a fall of 3 or even 4 buttons. How do we at Beaver measure our pride in serving you? Well, that's a tough one. There are just not enough buttons in the world. Do yourself proud. Begin at Beaver.
Oh, no. I'd like to get my paws on the guy who installed that electric water heater.
Bowser!
Used to be I'd go weeks between baths.
You hiding?
There was never enough hot water for them, let alone me.
Where are you?
But oh no, they go put in an electric water heater.
Gotcha.
Electric water heating. All the hot water you need when you need it. Why would anybody want more hot water?
You're watching OV Stanley Cup 87 on the Global Television Network.
Take a look, how little you pay.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a Father's Day gift.
Oh, you're in luck, sir. It's Bay Day. These Canadian-made Rendale T-shirts are 50% off. It's a great idea for Father's Day.
Yeah.
Sure. Solids and stripes in 8 different colors. They're only $12.99 each. Hey, you ought to get yourself one.
That's a great idea, but I'm not a father.
I won't tell us all.
Yes, all it costs when you shop at the Bay.
I'd like to show you something that's a bit new for us, something bigger. It's called Medallion, and it has 1 or 2 competitors. If you want a lot of standard horsepower, you can eliminate a few. A lot of passenger room, a few more. A lot of cargo space, still more. Then, if you consider that this Medallion has one of the best new car warranties anywhere, I bet you end up right where I am now.
Promotional consideration by Pentax. The Pentax Zoom 70 gives you the versatility of a zoom and an easy-to-carry compact camera. Autofocus, auto-flash, loading, and winding mean optimum convenience combined with photography excellence. The world's first power zoom compact 35mm camera, the Pentax 70.
With John Davidson, Dan Kelly at the Northlands Coliseum, third period about to begin. The Oilers trying to wrap it up tonight, urged on by their fans. The Flyers trying to send it back to Philadelphia for Game 6. It's knotted at 3-3, and here we go with the third period. Mark Messier against Murray Craven, and we're underway, and Kevin Lowe gets immediate possession. Over to Craig Muni, off the boards to Messier. Held in by Philadelphia, and Muni has to go back again. Now to Lowe, in there is Sinisalo. In comes Craven, but now Kevin Lowe breaks loose. To Messier. 3-on-3 break. Messier to Anderson. Back to Messier, but tipped away by Del Samuelson. Trying to clear it. Here's Kent Nielsen. Into Anderson. Shoots. That just went wide. Nielsen after it again. Kent Nielsen. In front, Messier's shot. Blocked as it went off a skate. Messier to Anderson. Anderson got it in front. Hextall poked it away. And Sinisalo dropped it to Marsh, who cleared it out of there.
Yeah, Samuelson and Marsh in front of the net. They both have about size 14 feet. And Anderson had a wide open net, and he hit one of those feet. Otherwise, the Oilers would have had a lead on a great pass from Ken Nilsson.
Here's Marsh. Flipping one up high. Going back is Randy Gregg. Greg DeGretzky kicking it back, and it's picked up now by Krustelniski. Krustelniski check. Holding it in, roots the line and shoots. That's deflected and was wide by a couple of feet. Lindsey Carson steaming down the left side. Checked by Krustelniski. Now Mellenby. Krustelniski ahead to Gretzky. Goes in, shoots. Wide of the target as Hextall came out to cut down the angle. Here's Sutter. Over onto the left side to Carson. Centered, Pure made the save and then dove up to cover up on it with the rookie Mellenby right on the doorstep.
And they're keeping this pace going. Grant Pure, who's playing at about 174 pounds right now, is sharp here as this period starts. We'll see this develop as the Flyers. Carson looks up and his teammates are gone to the net, but there's nobody in there that's wide open. Pure went down anticipating a deflection. Coffey had to hold a Mellenby's stick, and that's why Mellenby couldn't get to the loose puck. But Pure, he says anytime he plays under 185 pounds, he plays well. He's down under 180 right now.
Here's the line that's done the Flyers scoring. Eklund out there with Pocket and Trop. Here's Brian Trop trying to move in. He's checked in the play by Coffey. Eklund held it in, and hustling back is Huddy. Over onto the boards to McClellan. Now centered out in front to Eklund. Couldn't get the shot off. And Hunter comes back for Edmonton. Dave Hunter leaves it for McTavish, back to Hunter. And Pocket is there to break it up. And Rick Pocket just cleared to center. Shot back in by Edmonton, but Daigneault controls. Fires it into center ice. Here's Trop. To Pocket. Ridden out by McClellan on the play. Kevin McClellan scoops it into center ice. Eklund for Philadelphia loses it, but Sinisalo picks it up. Ilka Sinisalo dumping it in. Pure leaves it for Lowe. Now to Pozar. Broken up, and now Sinisalo giving it to Smith. Shot went off low and deflected wide. Marty McSorley cleared to center. McCrimmon knocks that down. Flyers with Smith on the attack. Shoots one. Pure got his blocker up to get a piece of that. And McSorley works it to Pozar. With Krustelniski to center. Pass to Krustelniski. Flipped it in front, but Howe had taken Pozar out. Pozar trying to center. Flyers knock it down. Back comes Smith. Pure leaving it for Ruotsalainen. That's Craven into forecheck, but Randy Gregg is there, lost it, and Pure had to come out and clear it away. Pozar back to Ruotsalainen. Now to Gregg.
To Messier at center. Mark Messier stick handling in. Marsh with a play to break it up. Messier tried to hold it in, couldn't. And Anderson has to go back. He's checked by Poulin. Dave Poulin taken out of the play. And Ruotsalainen is back for Edmonton. Ruotsalainen to Messier. On the fly to Anderson. Shoots high off the glass. Digging in, Messier couldn't center it. Now Anderson battling with Marsh. Marsh scoops it to Zezel. Coffey pinched in to hold it in. Messier to Anderson. Big save, Hextall on Glenn Anderson from the slot. And Samuelson now tries to work it down the right wing boards and does to center. Here's Nielsen for the Oilers. Leaving it. Tikkanen shooting. And Hextall got a piece of that. Back comes Dave Brown. Over to Sutter. Tikkanen intercepts. In with Gretzky. Gretzky shoots wide on the short side. The Oilers with pressure on now. Here's Tikkanen. Into Gretzky, but tipped away, and Brown comes back for the Flyers. Pass to Carson. Lindsey Carson. Dropping it to Sutter. Intercepted by Curry. Curry and Gretzky with Coffey trailing. Drop to Gretzky. Blocked by Mellenby. Here's Scott Mellenby. Now down left wing to Carson. Into Mellenby. He's taken out of the play by Tikkanen, but Mellenby didn't lose his feet. There's a shot by Howe. Juggled by Fuhr. And then he is able to go to his knees and smother it. I don't think Fuhr ever saw the shot, but he felt it. And then was able to smother it. 14:39 left in regulation time.
Toyota dealers are out to break a record. Record-breaking days are still going on. We're moving more pickup trucks and 4Runners than ever before, but we only have till June 30th. So we're taking a fat $1,000 or more off every pickup truck and 4Runner. But you better hurry, because after June 30th, it's all history. So come to Toyota Record-Breaking Days and see the terrific break we give you at participating Toyota dealers across Canada.
Stanley Cup 87 back in Edmonton. Face off in the Oilers zone. Here's Philadelphia center. They score! Pocket! Wide open in the slot, set up by Propp. And Philadelphia has a 4-3 lead.
McTavish was on the draw, and he had no trouble winning the draw. But the Oilers miscued. Once the puck is back into the corner, it's going to be Muni that goes after it. And watch what he does with the puck. He's being harassed by Propp. And boom, there's Pocket. And the Oilers were thinking they had possession. Brian Propp, the man that went into Muni and created the turnover, moved it to Pocket. And boy, oh boy, they lost the faceoff, but they ended up winning it and scoring.
Propp's fourth assist of this game. Pocket's second goal. Philadelphia leading 4-3. At one time they trailed 3-1. Now the Oilers playing catch-up. And Hunter flips it into center ice. Knocked away by Crossman. Now Pelle Eklund firing it in, and he fired it up over the glass and into the crowd. With the score, Philadelphia 4, Edmonton 3. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Around here, got the time of day. Time to start, time to say hello. Around here, it's always been that way. The finest people that you ever want to know. And I'll be around here is Obi. Obi, my friend. You know I'll be around here is Obi. Around here, our beer's Obi.
There you see the native of Scarborough, Ontario, Rick Tocchet. His second of the night is 11th of the playoffs from Propp. 5:26 the time. Brian Propp has assisted on all 4 goals. Now the Flyers, Sinisalo getting it in. Ruotsalainen back for Edmonton. To Nielsen, he missed it. Here's Marsh's shot. That's wide of the net. Samuelson from the point. Shot. Right on. Fuhr a save, another save on the rebound on Sinisalo. And Fuhr had to come up big there. And then Ruotsalainen. And one of the Flyers right there, Derek Smith almost getting into it. A close call for the Flyers. They already lead it 4-3 here in the third.
Dianetics by L. Ron Hubbard. A fresh look at today's problems. Get your copy at W.H. Smith or Classic Bookshops.
Smith for Philadelphia, Ruotsalainen for the Edmonton Oilers, 2 minutes each for roughing. The Flyers are buzzing. They're getting better as this game's moving along, and they're going to the net looking for rebounds. And Grant Fuhr has had the puck roll all around his goal crease. That time it was Sinisalo, and Fuhr had to make another save.
Coincidental Miners seems not short-handed. Here comes Coffey. Into Krushelnyski, back to Coffey, but off his skate into the corner. And Mark Howe fires it out. Now Krushelnyski moves in, shot wide. McSorley firing it around on the board. And in to get it is Messier. Howe took it away from him. And it's cleared out onto the boards, and Mellenby got it to the line, but not out. Back to Messier behind the net. Sutter beats Coffey to the puck. Now McSorley in there forechecking. He couldn't get anywhere, and here comes Howe for the Flyers to Mellenby. But back to break it up is Charlie Huddy. He gives it to Pozar, dropping it to Coffey.
With the Oilers trailing, you will now see their defensemen get more into the play. That last chip, Coffey was right around Hextall's net twice. Now, Brian Propp, as you mentioned, has 4 points in this game. That gives him 27 in the playoffs, and that breaks the team franchise record for the Flyers that was held by Reggie Leach, and he set that in 76 with 24 points. So Brent Stater and his hockey club have not been able to control the line that's been had Crockett on it and Propp on it and Eklund on it.
They've scored all of their goals tonight. Here's Dave Poulin bouncing it off the boards. Fuhr sets it up for Lowe. Now to Curry. Curry to Gretzky. Into center ice to Kevin Lowe. Lowe weaving into the Flyers zone. Into Tikkanen. He's taken out. Now Gretzky centered, but it's knocked away by Big Dave Brown. All the way down the ice. Lowe racing back, but Poulin will win the race. That eliminates the icing. Back is Curry. Got it around on the board. Daniel knocks it back in. And Craig Muni takes over for Edmonton. 4-3 the Flyers lead. Muni trying to shoot it in. Crossman for Philadelphia. At center to Eklund. He just tipped it in, and Coffey goes back to pick it up. Got it to center. Daniel knocked it away. Now it comes back into the Oilers zone. Muni shooting it right back out. Here's Rick Tocchet, who scored that go-ahead goal. Trying to get it to Propp. Muni cleared it away. Now Tocchet. Rick Tocchet getting it out in front. Knocked away by Tikkanen. And Esa Tikkanen starts back for Edmonton. Tikkanen with Gretzky. But Eklund was back-checking and broke it up, and the Flyers shoot it to center. Huddy dropping it back, and now it comes to Glenn Anderson. Anderson into Gretzky, but Howe intercepts. That's it by Huddy. Here's Sinisalo, but Coffey is back for the Oilers. And here comes Edmonton with Nielsen beating Anderson. Anderson got it to the corner. Gretzky and McCrimmon fight for it. McCrimmon coming up with it. Brad McCrimmon cleared to Sinisalo. Cross ice to Poulin. Huddy is back to break it up. And here comes Lowe for the Oilers. Feeding it in. Back checking was Craven. And it's cleared away by Sinisalo. Under 11 minutes left in regulation time. 4-3 Philadelphia. Here's Messier. Moving in. Shot. Stick save Hextall. Poulin there to clear it. Greg held it in. Glenn Anderson Checked by Marsh, and Anderson has to circle back.
You're seeing a clinic as far as checking goes to this point by Philadelphia. 3 or 4 men always across their own blue line. And the Oilers are trying to do it by carrying it in. They're not dumping it at all.
Here's the pass to McSorley. Down with Krushelnyski and Greg McSorley. Shoots one. Hextall. A glove save, and he held on. With the score, Philadelphia 4. Edmonton 3. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
It's your turn now, so take it. Get moving to the highlight, to the highlight. Get moving to the highlight.
Miller High Life. Cold and clear, clean and simple.
Philadelphia 4, Edmonton 3. 10-13 remaining in the third period. Ron Sutter getting ready for a face-off against Mike Krushelnyski deep in the Flyer end of the ring. It's the Krushelnyski, Bozar, and McSorley line out there for the Oilers right now.
As we wear down in these playoffs and this pace of this game very fast, both teams in this third period are using all their players.
Here from the face-off is Carson. It is Sutter, Mellanby, and Carson, the Flyer forward line. Lindsey Carson to Doug Crossman. Out to Mellanby. He missed it, but it's picked up by Sutter. He's upended. And no penalty call there as the Flyer play was tripped. Here's McSorley coming back. McSorley trying to work around Daniel. McSorley centers. Comes to Huddy. Shoots. That deflects wide. Winds up on the mesh of the Flyer goal. And the faceoff will be moved outside the Philadelphia blue line.
Krushelnyski centering that fourth line, as I mentioned, and they're both getting, all 4 lines for Edmonton now appear to be getting equal ice time. As far as Philadelphia goes, Daniels had 2 shifts on defense for their hockey club. Other than that, they had been rotating 5. So all the forwards and defensemen for Edmonton getting ice time here in the third. And the same thing with Philadelphia. Brown's only had a couple of shifts, and Daniels only had a couple, but both coaches, knowing where they are in the playoffs, have had to use all their players.
Really have to hand it to these Flyers, John. They were down 2-0, down 3-1. A lot of teams would have folded up the tent. They kept digging and working.
It's a big, big story, and they're very, very good at protecting a lead.
Here they come, led by Propp. Propp shot deflected into the corner. Propp and McCavish race in. McClellan comes in. Propp upended and cleared back of the net by Huddy for Coffey. Shot at the center. McClellan races after it, but out of the net, Hextall. He cleared it into center ice. Here's Kelly Eklund, who's been outstanding for Philadelphia. Drops it to McCrimmon. Shot back into the Oilers zone. Muir sets it up there for Randy Gregg. Gregg to Krushelnyski. Tips the center, but Craven intercepts. Craven on a Flyer 3-on-2. Back to Sinisalo, shot wide. Puck winds up on the mesh of the Oiler goal, and the faceoff will be moved outside the Edmonton line. 8:50 remaining in regulation time.
The Chrysler Magic Wagon shows the competition how. With a powerfully new V6 engine for the power to climb, to pass, to tow. And now there's new Dodge Grand Caravan and Plymouth Grand Voyager. With twice as much knee room for the people in back and for the things they carry. New V6 power in Magic Wagon and Grand Magic Wagon. 2 big reasons why Chrysler leads the way.
8 minutes, 50 seconds remaining in regulation time. Philadelphia leading Edmonton 4-3.
This morning, Mike Keenan had the Stanley Cup brought into the Flyers locker room after practice, and the players were allowed to touch it, to feel it, look at it, get the feel of the situation. And Mike Keenan, that's a smart move for him and his hockey club, and you can see they're playing hungry here.
They're facing elimination. Here's McCrimmon, a shot from the point. Blocked at the defense. And Gregg, who blocked the shot, is hurt and limps to the bench. Back comes Krushelnyski to Gretzky. Gretzky's shot blocked in front of the net as Gretzky was well tied up. Lead pass to Poulin. He races after it, but as soon as he touched it, he's offside. A two-line offside, and the faceoff will come back into the Philadelphia zone.
That was a pass from Hextall set up for Poulin, and it nearly worked for a breakaway. Randy Gregg is on the bench and being attended to by the Oilers trainers. He blocks the shot from McCrimmon, the top of the circle, and you see Gregg take the shot, bang, on the inside of his right knee, and he drops as if he was shot. And you can tell he's in pain, and they're tending to him still on that Oiler bench. Glenn Saters points to Randy Gregg and says, that's our Ken Morrow. Ken Morrow, an outstanding defenseman for the New York Islanders. And Gregg gives them that steady play, and they need him now.
Sutter against Gretzky. Oilers win it. Back to Muni. Shot right on. Hextall stood up, made the save, and then Philadelphia cleared out of there. Greg Muni back to get it. Mellenby standing in front of the net as a forechecker. Muni comes out and gives it to Lowe. Lowe scooping it into center ice. Gretzky well tied up. Sutter was right on top of him. Now again, the Oilers can't break away. Again, Sutter at center ice with some dogged, determined checking. Here's Carson, takes the hit. Curry clears to Gretzky. Less than 8 minutes to play. 4-3 Philadelphia. Gretzky to Curry. He gets turned around and hooked by Mellenby. Now Gretzky out in front, and Peekinen couldn't handle the pass. Peekinen hustles to keep it in, however. Hextall shooting it. Huddy pinching in. And as he flipped it over the glass. And we're now down to 7:29 left in the third period.
On that last play, Charlie Huddy kept the puck in, and we have to remember that it's a left-handed shot. And so he had to stop the puck with his body and then try and get the puck and keep it in the zone. And it's very difficult to do when you're playing right defense. Now, the Philadelphia Flyers have 6 defensemen dressed. Only one is a right-handed shot, and that's Del Samuelson. And they're a team that's used to it.
Here's Samuelson to Sinisalo, now to Craven. Trying to feed it into Smith. Out of the goal comes Fuhrer, and he cleared it over the glass and into the crowd. I think it hit the glass as it bounced, and they let him get away with that. John, wasn't Philadelphia down 3-1 in Game 6 of the Montreal series and came back to win?
And they came back to win, and it was a very similar hockey game as this one is to that. Philadelphia trailed 2-1 after that first period, the same as this first period. They then trailed 3-1 and came back to score 2 goals to tie 3-3 after 2 periods, which is the same as this one. And then they scored the only goal in the third period, and so far they scored the only goal this period. It's almost haunting to think about it.
Here's Philadelphia on a face-off. Mars shooting, 1 rebound. Smith had a poke at it, another poke. And back was Huddy to block it. Samuelson shot right on. Saved by Fuhrer. Puck still loose. Craven couldn't get a stick on it. And Anderson starts back. Into center ice. Here's Glenn Anderson breaking in. Diving play by Samuelson. And then Hextall stopped Messier. Here's Huddy clearing it in. Sinisalo into the corner. Messier into try and force the play, but Philadelphia cleared out. And Charlie Huddy goes back to get it.
That's the reach of Samuelson. Anderson had him beat, but he's got that reach going at 6'6", and he got back.
Here comes Rick Tocchet ripping a shot. Fuhrer got a piece of it, bounced right in front, but fortunately Randy Gregg was there to clear it away. So Gregg is back in action after blocking that shot on the ankle earlier. With the score, Philadelphia 4, Edmonton 3. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
Al Capone, the king of the underworld.
Somebody messes with me, I'm going to mess with him.
Elliot Ness, the leader of the Untouchables.
I have sworn to put this man away.
4 honest men took on an army of crime and swore to bring Capone to his knees.
You wait till the fight's over, one guy's left standing, and that's how you know who won.
The Untouchables.
Coming soon to a theater near you. Check your local listings.
screen, you see the story. 6:21 remaining. Flyers leading 4-3. Trying to stave off elimination. Face-off. Krushelnyski winning the draw to Ruotsalainen. Up to Craig McTavish. McTavish comes to center, sliding it in. Doug Crossman goes back to get it. Crossman flips it off the board. Now Pocket trying to clear it. Krushelnyski held it in. Greg is checked, and here's a break. Racing after it is Pocket. Banned on his shot. Bjork came out, made the save. Rebound. Bjork had to stop drop. And now Krushelnyski is there to poke it away. Crossman at center knocked it down. Back comes McSorley. Into Krushelnyski. Stick handling in. Shot it wide as he was checked just as he went to shoot. 5:35 left as the Flyers flip it down to the Oiler line. Kevin Lowe has it there. Over to Muni, back to Lowe. Now Yaroslav Pozar. Pozar met at the blue line by Carson and taken out. And back comes Dino into Mellenby. Centered it, deflected, right on. Pure stops Sutter with a great save. Oilers come back. Gretzky to Curry. Trying to go around. Howe does, and on goal. Hextall, big save to stop Curry. And that might have been a game saver.
2 game savers. One by Grant Fuhr on Sutter with a beautiful pass from Mellenby, and then one by Hextall. Sutter's hurt. He's skating around, bent over behind the Philadelphia goal, and he was taken down earlier. Now here's Curry with a brilliant play. The puck's rolling, but Hextall just waits, and he waits, and he waits, and Curry puts it right into him. A big save. But prior to that, Mellenby puts it in front, and look at Sutter reach out. Boom, a redirection of the puck, and a big save. And on that play, Ron Sutter was bent over, and he is going to now take the face-off for the Flyers, but he's hurting.
5 minutes left in regulation time. Sutter against Gretzky, deep in the Flyers zone. Sutter wins it. Gretzky steals it, though, centered, but Crimmin knocks it away, and here's Dave Poulin. Banking it off the boards, and going back to get it is Huddy. Out to Tikkanen. Now to Curry. Curry to Gretzky, but that's offside at the Flyer blue line. 4-3, Philadelphia leading. 4:41, the time to play in regulation time.
Think about the things that matter most. Everything that means the world to you. If it's important to you, it's important to us.
Count on Safeco Claim Service to protect the things you care about at home or on the road. Talk to your independent Safeco insurance broker.
If it's important to you, it's important to us.
Safeco, the smart choice.
The Philadelphia Flyers tonight playing their 24th playoff game. That's an all-time high. They're injury-riddled. They're supposed to be tired. They've outshot Edmonton here in the third period, 11-7.
And a lot of that has been counterattack, starting with fine defensive play. Now, Gretzky's on the ice with Curry, but they put Dave Hunter to the left wing in place of Tikkanen.
Puck comes to the Edmonton end of the rink. Here's Curry dropping it back to Charlie Huddy. Now to Gretzky, but Marsh was right on top of him. Charlie Huddy tries it again. Over to Dave Hunter. Hunter, number 12. Into Curry. Curry still controlling it. Spots Gretzky. Gretzky back to the net. Out in front, a shot. Ruotsalainen shot it wide as Gretzky set him up. Now Hunter. To Gretzky. To Curry. Big save, Hextall. And he smothers the rebound. Hextall robbing Yeri Curry.
A big, big save. Hextall stayed on his feet, took away the angle, and made the save. That whole shift, Sinisalo was on the ice, and he skated around with Paul Coffey. Now Hunter works the boards well. He teams with Gretzky, and look at Hextall move out, stay on his feet, take away the angle, and that's the area where Curry scored earlier in the hockey game. High on the glove side. That time Hextall. Watch Hextall lead to his left and take away the shot from Yari Curry. Now, Sinisalo, no matter where Coffey went during that last shift, Sinisalo skated with him. So that was a forward on a defenseman for the whole shift.
Ron Sutter against Messier. 3:56 left. Flyers lead 4-3. Sutter wins another big faceoff. McCrimmon cleared it, and it's knocked down the ice by Trop, with Randy Gregg going back after it. He gives it to Ruotsalainen. The Oilers at one time led 2-0. At one time they led 3-1. But right now they trail 4-3. Here's Anderson. Trying to flip it through. Trop was there to break it up. Anderson again. Anderson. Back to Gregg. Shot blocked and then cleared out by Philadelphia. Pocket shot it out. Ruotsalainen to Anderson. Missed him. Hextall comes out to play it and fires it up high. Held in by Nielsen. That's broken up, and right back comes McCrimmon. McCrimmon flipped it in. Ruotsalainen feeds it out. And here's Nielsen giving it to Messier. Messier dropping it to Ruotsalainen. Flipped it in front. Here's Messier. Round into the corner. Ruotsalainen couldn't get it. And Rick Tocchet clears it to center. Carson one-on-one with only low back. Carson waits for help. Centers. There's a shot. And out came the goaltender, Fjorder Rob Crossman. The trailer on the play. 2.5 left in the third period. And here's Marsh flipping it and flipping it up over the boards. In behind the Flyer bench with 2:27 now remaining in regulation play.
And the Flyers playing a brilliant third period here. Had Crossman trailing on the play. He's already scored a goal in this hockey game by trailing. And Grant Fuhr kept the Oilers in this one. And I also like what Mike Keenan's done when Paul Coffey's on the ice, is he has Sinisalo staying right with him. That's what they used to do to Bobby Orr. Well, it didn't work very often when Bobby Orr was on the ice.
Again, it is Gretzky flanked by Curry and Hunter. That's the second shift that they've had Hunter out in Tikkanen's spot.
I think what's going on here is Sinisalo's on the ice opposite Hunter, and Nader's keeping Coffey away from Sinisalo.
Here's Howe giving it to Murray Craven. 2:16 left. Craven banking it off the boards, and the Flyers Smith shoots it in. Low back, gets it to Gretzky. Gretzky check. Here's Craven. He's taken out hard behind the net by Muni. Muni loses his helmet. Craven gets the puck. Centered, but Gretzky is there. Now to Hunter. Hunter racing after it, but a poke check by McCrimmon. Less than 2 minutes to play. 1:50 left in the third. Dumped in by Philadelphia, and then they make a wholesale change. Here comes Coffey to Anderson. Glenn Anderson checked by Trop from behind, and it's Tocchet firing it out to center. Huddy gives it to Coffey. Shot it in. Crossman for the Flyers flips it right back out. And Rick Tocchet just dumps it in. 1:25 remaining in the third period. Here's Kent Nielsen to Anderson. Tipped into center to Huddy, now to Gretzky. Has Nielsen and Anderson with him. Now Gretzky circling. There goes Fjord to the bench. 6 attackers. Oilers work it to Messier. Shoots wide from a bad angle. And then Tocchet tried to clear it. Huddy held it in. Knocked down and cleared by Philadelphia. We're in the final minute. 6 attackers for Edmonton. Messier back. 4-3, Philadelphia leading. Coffey tipped it to center. Mellenby shoots at the empty net, but Huddy was there to block it. Now to Messier. Ahead to Nielsen, into Messier. Messier moving in. Now it comes to Gretzky. Howe dove across to block it. And 38 seconds remain. There'll be a face-off in the Flyer zone.
And the Flyers have allowed just one bad-angled shot in the last few minutes here. Ever since that big save by Hextall on Curry. And there's Grant Fuhr. He'll stay on the bench. The face-off will be to the left of Ron Hextall. There's going to be a timeout called by the Edmonton Oilers now, as they're going to try and rest their players. Gretzky's been on the ice for the last minute and a half. That will give him time to get his breath. And it is winding down. These Philadelphia Flyers with a magical comeback, and then showing some outstanding defensive play as this third period moves along.
At the 8-minute mark of the second period, Edmonton had a 3-1 lead. Flyers got goals from Crossman and Eklund before the second ended, and Rocket has scored here in the third, his second of the game. And Brian Kropp has assisted on all 4 goals as Mr. Sather playing some strategy.
The Oilers had the first period going their way, and they could have been up by 4 goals, but this man, Hextall, stopped 2 clear-cut breakaways during that first period. Now, with a face-off to the left of Hextall, the Oilers have set up different plays on the face-off. Now, one is for Messier to win the draw back, and they don't have a defenseman there. They've got Wayne Gretzky back on the blue line. And they want that because he can handle and set up a play from the point. Of course, the Flyers want to get the puck back to the corner, and they're going to want Howe to fire the puck around.
Sutter will take the face-off of Messier. 4-3, Flyers lead, 38 seconds remaining in regulation time.
Randy Gregg's on the ice. They want him in front of the net. Paul Coffey's on the bench.
Here's Sutter, here's Messier. Messier gets it. They get it to Gretzky. To Curry, but Kropp intercepted. Here's Anderson, blasted it wide. Nielsen trying to center. And again, Howe slid across to save the day. And then he throws the puck, and we're down to 28 seconds remaining.
And that was a close play. Brian Kropp nearly had the puck out of the zone, but he couldn't do it. Finally, they got the puck back to Gretzky as Messier and Sutter have quite a battle. Now watch it go back. Meanwhile, Curry's backing up to get ready for a one-motion shot. Kropp gets out. Somehow the puck is kept inside. And look at the jam up as Anderson missed the net.
28 seconds left. Again, Sutter and Messier. 6 attackers for the Oilers.
Curry will back up for that shot again if Gretzky gets the puck at the point.
And the puck just flies there and comes and is cleared by Craven down the ice. Curry hustling back. That's going to be icing as Curry touched it. Now the Flyers put it in the net. Kropp is arguing that Curry didn't touch the puck.
He didn't.
I don't think he did.
I don't think he did. Kevin Collins, the linesman, raced back, and he raced back at full speed, and Curry thought he was going to get it. Just watch this. Does Curry miss the puck or not? You bet. His stick went right over top of that puck, and Kevin Collins, by instinct, lifted his arm up, and it's a face-off now deep in that Flyer zone once again. Kropp is the man that got to that puck and scored in the open net.
The play had been whistled down, though. 18 seconds remain. Again, a face-off deep in the Flyer zone.
Well, Mike Keenan is not calling his timeout here at all because he doesn't want Curry and those players to get rested.
Here's Sutter and Messier. This time Sutter gets it, but Anderson stole it from Howe. Centered Hextall. Intercepted. 13 seconds left.
5 seconds, tick off the clock, just 13 remaining. And this is the third face-off here in this sequence to the left of Ron Hextall.
We've had 3, this is going to be the fourth.
Fourth. And it's been Sutter and Messier on all of them, and neither centerman has won a draw clean. Each time, it's been Ron Finn, the official, and Messier and Sutter.
Here they are again. 13 seconds left. Sutter got the draw, but the puck was dropped unfairly.
And a second clicked off the clock, and the Oilers are pointing up there right now. Will Koharski put 1 second back or not? He's now talking to Ron Finn, asking why. Now Koharski will go to the timekeeper's box, and he will put a second back on the clock. It will go to 13 as it's now at 12. And Don Saharsky right on top of it. Now remember, Dan, if Messier gets the puck back to Gretzky, Curry, who's up on the line, will release, and he'll back up, and Gretzky will try to feed Curry for a one-motion shot. If is a big word.
I think what they're going to do is just delay the start of the clock by a second.
And Gretzky pointed up, told the people on his bench to watch that clock and make sure they delay the start.
All right, you watch it. I'll watch the face-off.
All right.
Sutter and Messier. It comes back to Gretzky. Into the side of the net. Anderson trying to center. Broken up. Here's Gretzky. Check. Now Crossman has it. 3 seconds left. Howe cleared it. This series is going back to Philadelphia. The Flyers, with a gritty effort, come from behind a 2-goal deficit. They defeat the Edmonton Oilers 4-3. Edmonton's lead in the series cut to 3 games to 2. When we return, the Carling O'Keefe Game Star.
McDonald's making bacon double cheese. There's something about that bacon taste just as good as taste can be. Hey, I get that sizzle, bacon double cheese.
McDonald's is making bacon double cheeseburgers again. That's 2 all-beef patties, a slice of processed cheese, and bacon in every bite taste Canadians love. Just $1.69.
Bacon double cheese.
Drop everything because McDonald's is making bacon. Just $1.69.
The cameras are coming. Drawn by an offer too powerful to resist, the forgotten, the obsolete, the cast aside. Drawn by a remarkable value offer for the Polaroid Spectra system. Any camera or accessory in any condition is worth $25 when you buy the Spectra system at your Polaroid dealer. There's even more. You also get another $25 worth of value coupons. The incredible Polaroid Spectra system. Its $50 value offer makes it irresistible.
What can you get for $1.57 today? Well, you could get one slightly used jigsaw puzzle, an 8-track of great tap dance tunes, the amazing Monster Chew Puppy Ball, or
a 5-minute long-distance call to a very good friend. Really, for $1.57 or less, you can call almost anywhere in Ontario or Quebec after 6 p.m. every day.
Hi!
Bell Long Distance. Now so little says so much.
Moments warm me like sunshine. Laughter we share, so many reasons to care. Precious and rare, you are the sunshine of our life.
100% pure and natural. Old South, because like you, the care shows.
You are the sunshine of my life.
Old South, because you care.
Promotional consideration by Leo Chevalier Dress Shirts. Leo Chevalier makes excellent shirt collars. The rest of the shirt is just as good. Via Leo Chevalier, there's a difference you can feel and enjoy. Get it together with Leo Chevalier Dress Shirts. The final break with inferior collars.
And now the Carling O'Keefe Game Stars. The number 3 star from the Edmonton Oilers, Marty McSorley. The number 2 star from the victorious Flyers, Pelly Eklund. And the number 1 star of tonight's game from the Flyers, Brian Propp. And if you want to know why, here's why. It is the game-winning goal off a face-off. Watch this play develop now. And you'll see Propp get a hold of the puck. And he feeds Rick Tocchet as this play develops right in front of your eyes. He feeds the order to the puck. That's Craig Muni. The pass comes across the crease. Rick Tocchet the right spot at the right time. That's the winning goal. Final score, 4-3 for the Flyers. You're watching Stanley Cup 87.
The Chrysler Magic Wagon shows the competition how. With a powerfully new V6 engine for the power to climb, to pass, to tow. And now this new Dodge Grand Caravan and Plymouth Grand Voyager. With twice as much knee room for the people in back. And for the things they carry. New V6 power in Magic Wagon and Grand Magic Wagon. 2 big reasons why Chrysler leads the way.
Good paint is easy to apply without dripping or bubbling, and in independent tests, Para performed as well or better than 6 other leading paints, some costing much more. Looking for a paint you can feel comfortable with? Para performs.
Bath time, Bowser!
Oh, no. I'd like to get my paws on the guy who installed that electric water heater.
Bowser!
Used to be I'd go weeks between baths.
You hiding?
There was never enough hot water for them, let alone me.
Where are you?
But oh no, they go put in an electric water heater.
Gotcha.
Electric water heating. All the hot water you need when you need it.
Why would anybody want more hot water?
When it comes to quenching your deep down body thirst after exercise, you know what you want. Low carbonation. Nothing too sweet. Something with a light, crisp taste. Which perfectly describes just one thing. Gatorade for that deep down body thirst. Nothing else is in the running.
Hi. You know, the Xerox memory writer allows you to make revisions in seconds. But if you're still using an electric typewriter, you will have to start all over again. Hi. You know, the Xerox memory writer.
The Flyers were down 3-1. They came all the way back to win it 4-3, and they will go back to Philadelphia for a 6th game of this Stanley Cup final, and the Flyers must feel now they can come right back here for a 7th and win that one, too. The Philadelphia dressing room is hopping, and the #1 star of this game, Brian Propp, who had 4 assists, and he will tell you, and so did the replay, that he also had a goal.
Well, that's true. I think with last 30 seconds, we iced the puck, and Gary Curry was going down to chase it, and I chased right after him, and I lifted his stick, and he missed it. But the referee said that he touched it with the top of his stick, but I'm just glad that they didn't come back and score on us.
Now, the other victory in this series you got by coming from behind this Edmonton team, and I suppose the Flyers are going to become known as a comeback team. Tell us how it's possible for a club to look these odds in the face and come back and play like this.
Well, we had a little trouble during the year to come back from 1 and 2 goal leads, but all through the playoffs against Montreal and Edmonton so far, we've been coming from behind with 1 and 2 goals, and I think we've got our confidence where we're not getting down once another team gets that lead, but we're going to have to come out and get the lead this next couple of games if possible, because it just gets too tough coming back every game in and game out from 1 and 2 goal leads, especially against these teams, and we're going to have to come out and try and get the first goal of the next game.
This has been a terrific playoff for you. You've had other playoff seasons, so the Flyers, where success has not been there, and I suppose there's been some criticism your way about the way you played in the playoffs. You feel vindicated now?
Well, I think that I've played the same way in every playoff. Some playoffs the puck doesn't bounce your way, and doesn't mean that you don't play well. You know, I've played well every year, and sometimes I haven't got the bounces. This year we've kept on going, and you know, I've been very confident all year long, and it's, you know, the puck has been going my way, and we're playing with a great bunch of players. It makes a big difference.
Well, we look forward to seeing what happens the rest of the way. It was a great effort tonight by the Flyers, led by Brian Propp. 4 assists. Carling O'Keefe Breweries gives $500 to the Minor Hockey Association of our Game Stars Choice. Brian Propp has chosen the Atlantic City Minor Hockey Association after our trip there. There's something that sounds wrong about giving money to Atlantic City, but it goes to a good cause. Once again, our final score, Philadelphia 4 and Edmonton 3.
You'll be smiling.
I'm all set.
You'll be laughing.
That looks great.
Bring back those memories that we share. Hey, you're looking good. Any way you look at it, black photography. At night we guarantee from the free photography. Any way you look at it, black is photography. Photography, guarantee.
These days, there's a lot of different mufflers on the road. Unfortunately, that's exactly where they are. But there's one muffler you'll have a tough time finding on the road, a Motomaster muffler. It's built to last, because when Canadian Tire installs it, both the muffler and installation are guaranteed for as long as you own your car. So while there's a lot of mufflers you'll see on the road, there's only one place you'll see a Motomaster muffler, where it belongs, on your car. Motomaster from Canadian Tire, built tough, back tough.
It's Canada's own Red Lobster Lobster Fest.
Only Red Lobster could serve up lobster in so many special ways and do it all starting at just $7.95. So come on, try sumptuous lobster mornay, enjoy broiled rock lobster tail, or savor stuffed lobster. 12 great choices in all from just $7.95. For a limited time only, it's the Red Lobster Lobster Fest.
Red Lobster for the seafood lover in you.
There's a plan for building a house. You should have a plan for moving out of one.
Honey, could you just...
That's why Ryder gives you our Move It Yourself guide.
Mom, look what I found. Oh, my
It helps you handle every step, from picking the best truck, to packing your lamps, to shutting off the power.
Got a spot for this?
Oh. What's that?
Here.
Ryder. We're there at every turn.
Cup 87 tonight from the Northlands Coliseum in Edmonton has been brought to you by OV, our beer around here. This may be misunderstood here in Edmonton because Oiler fans wanted this series over with right now, but the NHL could really use a classic Stanley Cup final, and maybe it has one on its hands. There hasn't been a 7-game championship series since 1971 when Montreal beat Chicago on Henri Richard's goal. Only twice in the past 11 years has there been a 6-game Stanley Cup final. Now we've got at least that, and maybe our first Stanley Cup 7-game series since 1971. The Philadelphia Flyers, full value for their 2 victories. They still talk perhaps about the game that got away here when Yari Curry scored in overtime. If the Flyers go home and try to win it, if there's a 7th game, Stanley Cup 87 will be on the air, 8 o'clock Eastern Time from the Northlands Coliseum. So long.
Have you been sending me love notes?
You were crazy about him as Johnny Fever.
Drama.
And you're going to love him as head of the class.
I was about to try a wacky new concept. Teaching.
Overseeing a room full of brains.
Yeah, I'm smart and funny looking. It's a deadly combination.
With a style all his own.
Do you know anything about the First World War? Sure, that's the one in black and white.
Howard Hessman is Charlie Moore taking you to the head of the class. 8:30 Wednesdays on Global. A special 2-hour season finale of Hotel Wednesday at 9 on the Global Television Network.
When at the point goes off of Schweitzer's stick, and Savard corrals the loose puck and sends it down the ice. And that is it for that minor penalty to John Tripp as the Generals kill off another Sudbury power play. But here come the Wolves once again. Newhook takes a shot from outside the blue line, and the Generals come away now. Walsh in front. Polinsky scores! Kurt Walsh slides the puck right along the ice. It floats Steve Balaket, and just as I say, the locomotion line has been non-existent. They hit the score sheet as Generals now lead by 3. Again, there's one of those goals that shouldn't have been scored. It looked like Kurt Walsh was trying to feed the pass for a tap in to Ryan Lindsay. As he was doing that, the defenseman stuck out his stick, net deflected, went through the goaltender's legs, went in the net. And again, to shoot the puck on the net, you may get some goals. They've just showed us that they can. They certainly have, as the Generals now have a comfortable 3-goal lead.
Generals goal, his 18th of the year, scored by number 26, Kurt Walsh. Assist to number 44, Ryan Lindsay, and number 29, Jason Schweitzer. Time of the goal, 10 minutes, 16 seconds. Walsh.
Generals now going to work on the Sudbury Wolves. Here in the third period, they lead by 3, but Sudbury is buzzing around now inside the Oshawa territory. Hogan laying some lumber on Butler in the near corner. Still on him, but Butler manages to get it to Demonsky. He's behind the net. He's stripped of the puck from Zanuto. And backhanding the puck out to center ice is Metcalf. Here's Nathan Parrott one-on-one with Lalonde. Parrott is brought down behind the net, but he lost control. He'll center the puck now. Stopped by Shanahan. Second effort is also stopped by the overager. And the Wolves shoot the puck inside the Oshawa zone.
Well, there's one thing about Nathan Parrott that you can't argue with, and that's his work ethic.